We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Julie on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love got me going live on the radio. Two mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. Two nights and a mind. Two nights and a mind. Two nights and a mind. Two nights and a mind.
Yeah.
Hello. How are you?
What up? What's going on? What is going on out there in radio land? What it do?
How are you doing, Bueno? How was your week?
You know what? I am doing good. I am feeling good, and I am looking good. What more can I say? Oh yeah.
And then the ladies don't be telling you it's cold outside because yesterday was super hot. So I'm guessing I haven't heard that.
Facts. You learning, you picking it up, you picking on, you catching on quick. Yeah.
Anything interesting this week?
Everything been going good this week, and what's been going so good is how you named me Bueno. Please tell everybody how I got the name Bueno.
Well, I don't know how you got the name Bueno, but Bueno in Spanish means good. So I don't know. I want to know who named you Bueno, because
you did.
How is that describing you good? Like good?
Yeah, you did. You gave me that name.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it is. Everybody else gave me the love doctor. You don't want to be like, hey, Bueno.
That's because I heard Thule call you Bueno. So I was like, oh, okay.
Thule said Dueno.
Oh, I thought she called you Bueno.
Yeah.
I guess he's such a good person that she calls him Bueno.
I am a good person.
So she says the Bueno? Is that what she says?
Hey, she called me everything.
She called you everything. Okay.
She called me everything. Y'all call me anything you want to, but you can't call me ugly. Because if you call me ugly, you're telling a lie.
You crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Anything interesting happened? Well, I didn't even know that I named you Bueno. Well, that's something new. I had no idea, but it is what it is. I have to find something else because I don't know how that sometimes it matches you, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. That's true. True.
Any highlights for this week?
Oh, absolutely. We have a huge highlight for this week.
Really?
Oh, yeah. We have a huge highlight, huge breaking news for this week. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to show is I'm going to start the show by first debuting this huge highlight. And this is history that you were a part of.
Was I?
Let's take a closer look. Here we go.
Time now 6:05. Turning now to continue in Conyers. Rockdale County has sworn in its first ever all-women board of commissioners, marking a historic moment as people who live in that community. They are still demanding action after September's biolab fire and then the chemical plume that followed for days. Liza Lucas joining us this morning. So, Liza.
Hold on, that's the wrong one. They spent too much talking about this.
Time now 6:05. Turning now to continuing coverage in Conyers. Rockdale County has sworn in its first ever all-women board of commissioners, marking a historic moment as people who live in that community. They are still demanding action after September's biolab fire and then the chemical plume that followed for days. Liza Lucas joining us this morning. So, Liza, we know this swearing-in ceremony, it took place a lot.
Hold on, that's the wrong one. Why did I just play the same one again? Hold on, we have technical difficulty. This is it right
There are so many of them. Yep, that's it.
Rockdale County is making history.
Being the first female chair of Rockdale County is an exciting opportunity.
For residents like Nisha Beasley, this new leadership team is about more than making history. It's about making sure the past doesn't repeat itself.
BioLabs told us basically, whatever. So I really believe that the commissioners should listen to us and there should be no BioLab.
The September fire sparked outrage, with residents consistently demanding answers and protesting. All the while, Commissioner-elect Tawanya Smith says she's playing catch-up.
I'm in the same seat as the residents. I'm learning. I'm coming in. I don't know anything. I can't speak on that right now.
Smith says she's focused on listening and learning. Chairwoman-elect Janice Van Ness agrees and says her top priority is trust and transparency moving forward.
I am coming in, really assessing the information and getting my hands on all the information so that we can make the best decision. Certainly as a community, we want a healthy, sustainable environment.
Beyond those promises, both new leaders stopped short of giving specific details about BioLab's future. Beasley says she's been disappointed with the county's previous leaders who have been tight-lipped on the issue too. However, she will give the new board a chance.
There are some on the board that I really feel that they're going to fight.
Smith says the focus is on a fresh start and rewriting history.
There is hope. You have elected hope. Hope is here. Just sit back and watch.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have elected hope. Hope is here. And we sitting back and watch. Ain't that right? Dr. Joe, how was your experience? Because I seen you were in attendance of the ceremony.
Oh yeah, it was a good experience. It felt good. I was so proud of her. When they called her in, I was so proud of her. I felt like I was the one up there. Like it was me with her up there. It felt really good to know that someone so personal is about to be part of such a big, she's making history already. So it felt really good. I was very proud of her. Like I felt really proud of her. That's how I felt.
I was so proud of her. It's like what you said. Listen, I feel like I won. I feel like I'm the commissioner. You know what I mean? Y'all better get it right, or else I'm gonna come see y'all.
That's right. So, you want me to talk to the commissioner?
Very, very excited about it. Definitely looking forward to the future. And it really opened my eyes to politics in a whole nother way,
Me too. I mean, there's hope. I know she's gonna do a lot of changes. The whole schedule was pretty cool. I felt like everything was like quick. It wasn't like boring at any time. One of our people performed. To me, that was pretty cool. It was interesting. It was actually interesting. I don't think I've ever attended any event like this. So it was actually fun. It's weird, but it was fun for me. I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it.
Oh yeah. So definitely shout out to the commissioners of Rockdale County. Tawanya Smith, so proud of you, girl. Looking forward to the future. I know you're gonna do big things. And as she said, we elected hope. So we just need to sit back and watch. So that right there is what I'm going to do. So you asked the question at the beginning of the show. You said, how was your week? What did I end up doing? And that was what I ended up doing this week. So much fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I completely forgot there was a reception, and you walked out with us. So
yeah, I was calling y'all. I thought it was over. I didn't know anything about a reception.
I completely forgot, and I forgot to tell my husband. So somebody reminded me later, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I completely forgot there was a reception." But other than that, I would have liked to stay, but I was also starving on Sunday. So, but yeah, it was fun. Other than that, I could have stayed for the reception, but I completely forgot about it. But that was my highlight. Yeah, that was the highlight. That was a huge highlight for the week. To see her there.
Huge. So I definitely had to start the show off by saying that. And what I also want y'all to do, I want to start the show off by letting everybody know to hit the cash out. Got to hit that cash out. For all of those who just turning in, Tuli and Tony, they running behind a little late. I've been having staff meetings about punctuality and tardiness and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So I will be having another discussion with them. But until then, we just got to go ahead, and we can't let one monkey or two monkeys stop no show. Ain't that right, Dr.?
They're on their way. They're on their way. You guys got to be patient. They're on their way. They say they're on their way. They had something to do, but they're definitely coming. They just told us that they're on their way. So you guys hold on, and they're almost here. So
hey, you know what that means when they say they're on their way? They said that like what, 30 minutes ago?
Yes, that's true. But we got to change that schedule for Latinos and Black. We got to be So they are underway. I would say, guys, if you are driving, it's okay. You can still join in. Drive safely though.
Drive safe. In the meantime, I want y'all to hit that cash app, because this right here is all about money and finances. This stuff is not brought to you by way of free. Ain't that right? This stuff right here come with a cost. We had to pay for these cameras. Dr. Joe had to pay for that luxury home in the background. You see the wonderful, beautiful views. She had to pay for all that. All this streaming, all this stuff costs. And the only way we can afford to pay these bills is we need y'all to donate to that cash app. Let me tell you something. All those under the sound of my voice, if you cannot donate $1, then donate $2. If you can't donate $2, then donate $5. If you can't donate $5, then make it $10. Dr. Joe, what they need to do if they can't donate $10? What do they need to do, Dr. Joe?
Donate $20. If you
Why
can't
not?
donate $20, donate $40. I mean, think about it. Think about it, Bueno. Back in the days, well, for people that do celebrate holidays, for those that don't, you did spend a lot of money during the holidays. Well, instead of spending that money, donate to a place where it's going to use it for something positive, which is us.
That's right.
So go ahead. Use that money that you were supposed to use and donate to.
Hey, you telling it right, girl. You are telling it right. You are definitely telling it right. And
You
also,
remember?
time out, I got to say hello to the fans. We got a lot of fans out there.
Let's see
I
who's
want to
there.
send a special shout out to some of my #1 fans, and that's Jordan and that's Ian. I want to say what's up to y'all. I know y'all out there watching. They tell me that they watch the show all the time. And I also want to challenge them to donate and put money in the cash out box, because we got to teach them while they're young. They got to donate while they're young. You don't have them donate while they're young. When they get old, they won't donate. So you got to teach them up and train them the way they're supposed to go while they're young. Ain't that right?
That's right. And real quick, talking about the holidays, we don't celebrate it, but I do have to be conscious about other people celebrating. This is something that I usually like to talk about during this time of the year. A lot of people, depression does rise up during this time of the year because of the weather, because a lot of people do not have family present, right? So they can't get together during the get-togethers that they do during the holidays for those who do celebrate it. Well, I just want to say, if you do need help, make sure that you reach out for help. If you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling sad, if you do not have a house to sleep in, make sure shelters are receiving. During this time of the year, they open up for longer hours, and they are receiving more people than they usually do receive during the holiday and winter time. So if you do need help, if you need food, there's a whole bunch of, actually, if you guys can't find the resources, you guys can reach out to us and we'll send the links to resources that you guys may need if you do need that. But if you are having thoughts of suicidal ideations, make sure you either dial 811, or you can call us, reach out to us. We're always available. That's what we're here for. Make sure you take your time during the day to meditate about the great things that you have. One great thing I could say for everyone, no matter what condition you're in, is that you're alive. And if you're alive, there is some sort of hope, right? There is some sort of, I still can't, progress and find some sort of hope in life. So make sure, if you do drink your medications and you do have mental health, make sure you're drinking your medications. Make sure you are being responsible about that. And try to exercise, at least walking. Walking helps with the mental health during the day, at least 30 minutes, 15 minutes, even 15 minutes is great. So just a reminder to take care of yourself during this time of the year. Even if you do not celebrate holidays, the winter is like a time where people do go in depression, and it's because of the weather. So, and then dark days at night. So take care of yourself, do self-care, find out what helps you feel good. Some of the things is exercising, walking, eating a little bit better. Tuli would say eat warm stuff, such as soups, drink soups, teas. Just a reminder, so you guys can take care of yourself. Do healthy habits for yourself, for the mental health, and for what's about to happen in this winter. So just a quick reminder during this time. Reach out if you need help, for sure. Okay,
that's true. That's true. As a matter of fact, one of the stories I want to talk to you next was about depression and what's leading on in depression. It's a very, very a common trend that's going on in Virginia. I've never heard about it, but I recently was made aware of something that's going on in terms of the depression, and the level of depression is going on right now. So it's about a 2-minute video I want to play for y'all really quick about what's going on in this trend for depression and we're going to talk about it a little bit afterwards. Here we go. Let's take a closer look.
Parents voluntarily giving up their kids as they get older, close to being teens or in their teen years. It is a huge problem in Virginia, specifically in our part of the Commonwealth. It's called relief of custody. Hundreds have been filed in just the past 5 years. 10 News investigates what's going on and the group working to find solutions. Thought of basically giving up your kid is, wow. I can't think about that.
Right. I mean, to think of a parent being faced with the decision of, how do I keep my younger kids safe? How do I keep myself safe? How do I keep the child, the teenager that I love safe, and feeling like they're failing at that? What a feeling that must be, right? That they feel like they have no choice.
But that's the choice parents are faced with. There's an increase of parents filing for relief of custody. When a parent decides they're unable to take care of their child, they ask the court to relieve them of custody. Typically, the child would then go into foster care. Renee Brown is the CEO and president of DePaul Community Resources. She's part of a group the state put together to try and solve the issue.
They're usually in crisis mode. They have usually tried a lot of different things. They feel like they have no choice. Usually there's a safety issue. They are either afraid of their child, afraid of the choices their child is making.
It's happening with limited resources to upper middle class families who have a lot of resources and insurance, and nothing seems to be working.
People don't realize how big of a problem this is, especially here.
In the western part of the state, we have about 20% of the population, but we have probably close to 50% of the relief of custodies.
Eric Reynolds is the director of the Office of Children's Ombudsman, who's also looking for solutions.
What parent would want to be relieved of custody of their own kid? It's highly unusual. But when you look at the situations, when it's grandma, when it's an adoptive family that doesn't have the history of that child, and the foreign adoptions, when they don't have the medical or trauma history of that child, and all of a sudden, things start happening. So you can understand the predicament they're in.
There are some solutions on the table right now, including changes to Virginia policy and legislation. That part of the story is online now on WSLS.com, and you can watch tonight at 6.
Wow.
There it is.
This is the first time I hear about this.
Are you serious? What do you think about that?
That goes with a video I actually sent you earlier, but I always like to see the two sides of the coin, like they say, right? I think it's very irresponsible for a parent to want to give your child into adoption. But I've also seen the reasons why they say they're giving up for adoption. One of the reasons is they're scared about the actions these kids are about to make. Mind you, they're taking the parents responsible for the kids' actions nowadays. I mean, you're seeing parents going to jail for what their kids have done. So in a certain way, I do understand it. It's happening to me. I see in my kids that I do see throughout the day that TikTok and social media is racing these kids. And these kids are making decisions that sometimes parents have not taught them. But the fact is that the parents are not teaching these kids that they have no other option but to do what the parents are teaching, because they are going to face this crazy stuff out there. Now, think about it, Bueno. If you had kids and this kid is behaving horribly, to the point where you can't control them anymore. You've done everything. You give them therapy. You punish them. What would you do with your child at some point?
I went to the house. I'm going to tell you, I said, really, that look really unprofessional.
I'm wearing the show. Yeah, now.
Oh, look how we got there. Hello, guys.
Hey, what's going on, Commissioner?
Oh, my goodness. Yes. This man go all the way around the world to get home. This is crazy.
Y'all are the married couple fighting, ain't y'all?
Why you even go?
That's what happens during driving time.
Wait, so how's everyone? I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, y'all. Hello. Howdy.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, what up?
It's illegal. It is illegal.
What we did too, I don't know if you just saw it. earlier, but we played the video of the news coverage of your ceremony this past Sunday. It was so beautiful, so amazing. I enjoyed what you said. You said we have elected hope, so we just need to sit back and watch.
Oh, for real? Oh, wow, that's great. Well, thank you.
Yeah. How does it feel? In the words of D'Angelo, how does it feel?
Well, I would love to be seen. It feels great so far. I mean,
I don't care. I made you. Go
yeah.
ahead,
So we can talk about it later once we separate. And I'm not in the same car with him in the same space.
Yeah. I see you got a little distraction in the background. So what we'll do, I know y'all be able to join in probably about another 10 minutes, a little bit better, but I want y'all to be safe out there on your way.
So what you trying to say? You taking us?
Yeah, I'm trying, what you mean? Like, it don't affect
taking
me
us
driving.
off?
Yeah, what you saying?
They're like, wait a minute, are you kicking
All I
us out?
see is a black screen, and I can barely hear what y'all saying in the background.
All right, then. Well, we'll call y'all back. Y'all willing? We'll be right back.
Hey, don't be late now. Don't be late now. You're already late this one time. Now I'm gonna give y'all a pass. Now don't be late the second time.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Yeah. So, Dr. Joe, what I want to do is I want to add something that you said at the beginning of your statement. You said that it is irresponsible for a person to put their kid up for adoption.
Yeah.
I understand what you mean. In this particular circumstance, I feel like it's almost the vibe that I'm getting is that what do you do when you are a parent and you have a delinquent kid?
It's hard.
It's almost as they're saying, hey, these some bad behind kids. I'm gonna end up getting arrested because of stuff that they doing. I can't control them. So let me go ahead and separate from them so that when they do get locked up and do something dumb, the police not gonna come after me.
Yeah, it's hard. I have a very similar I have a story to say. Like back in when I first started here in Georgia, I had a case. It's closed now. I don't talk to the family. They don't remember me. But the kid was doing drugs. Number one, he was on ecstasy. He was doing crack. He when I saw the kid, when I went to do the assessment, he was high on drugs. We worked on, he was also starting to affiliate with gang members. The parents were great parents. The parents were trying their best. And at that point, what do? The parents are doing the best. They're working with you, but the kid doesn't want to do anything. So he started to do better. It worked for, he started to get better for 6 months. After 6 months, the kid went back to the same thing. The kid decided to leave the house because the parents gave him an ultimatum. Either you get better or you have to go. Because police was being involved. So at what point do you blame the parents when you see the parents are being good parents, but the kid just doesn't want to, they just don't want to cooperate. I said maybe he needs a male therapist. I transferred the kid to a male therapist. He got worse. The kid went into jail. It was really bad. So at one point the parents were like, there's nothing we can do. If he decides to go out there and be in the streets and be this bad, we just have to let him do what he has to do. And one thing I did recommend was make sure you'd report this stuff so the cops know that you did not kick this kid out, that he decided to leave on his own. Because you could get in trouble, but so that's something that I understand completely. Like at some point, if you can't control the kid, you can't control the kid. What are you going to do? It's a very difficult situation, I feel like, because it's like, I think like this world is upside down. The kids are managing this world instead of adults managing the world. But I've never heard of that. Like, hey, I'm giving custody away from, here's my kid. I can't take it anymore. But with that, the videos, a friend of mine sent me a video earlier today. If you can post it real quick, because these parents are giving away custody, but look what the kids end up. And that's what I'm afraid of. It's like, where are these kids ending up? And some kids don't look bad for me to give them up for adoption. Some parents just don't want to be parents, and I feel like it's hard to kind of recognize when that's happening. But if you can put that video and then let me know what you think about that.
All right.
Yes.
Is this the video right here that you're referring to?
She describes herself. It's a parade like no other. Abandoned children desperately selling themselves to win over a new family, a new start.
She also likes drawing and doing arts and crafts.
And in the audience, sizing them up to find a perfect match, are their potential parents.
Okay, Michaela, you look so cute.
It is distressing, tragic, and completely legal. Here in the US, it's a phenomenon known as rehoming, where, along with matching events, troubled kids are advertised like goods on eBay and given to anyone who'll take them. Mostly, they're adopted and often wear the scars of abuse and neglect. Most disturbingly, their parents have decided they no longer want them.
Desperate people do stupid things and desperate things. There should be legal structures and social structures and professionals who know what the hell they're doing around all of this. If we don't protect vulnerable children, who do we protect?
Was those kids actually walking and doing like the runway walk? They're
Yes.
auctioning them off for parents.
Yes, they're doing modeling. And they're basically selling themselves, and they're talking about this girl likes to do art and likes to do this. Who wants to buy this child? And rehoming is used for animals. To me, it's like on eBay, I understand if you can't deal with your child, but place them in a responsible place. You don't know who's gonna, if this child's gonna be sex trafficked.
Right.
It's like, it's so much going on right now. But what do you think about that? Because to me, it was shocking. When I was sent to me, I was like, what in the world?
I mean, what I think about nobody gets to choose their parents.
Mm-hmm.
So because nobody gets to choose their parents, is literally you are forced to play with the hand that you were dealt.
Mm-hmm.
And as a child, I admire the strength and the courage of, children who are able to succeed as adults. I've met adults who had similar childhoods, and I'm glad to see that they can push through that particular situation. It's definitely sad when you look at it, but the reality of the matter is you have some cases where it may be a good thing because the family that they have is probably, unhealthy. So maybe they might go to someone better because where they're at is already an unhealthy situation. Other situations, like the situation we played on the prior video, which is you come from a loving family, but you're so bad and delinquent that nobody really even knows what to do with you because you're just a ticking time bomb waiting to happen. So, it's kind of like, what do you do? What can you do in that particular situation? As a matter of fact, because we're talking about delinquent kids or kids who don't have a family for, both different opposite sides of the spectrum. One article that you brought up to me is about this mass shooting in Baltimore. Well, apparently, was that a child who did that as well?
I don't know if I send you the 15-year-old girl who did the shooting. There was that one. I don't know if you can find that article. It's about a 15 or 16-year-old girl.
I see one about the 15-year-old girl. It's about 1.5 minutes. I'll play that really quick, okay?
Yep.
Joining us tonight, I'm Dee Dee Gatton, and tonight the Madison, Wisconsin community is in mourning after a teacher and student were killed in a shooting at a Christian school. Police say the shooter also died. Let's get straight over to Jeff Harris at the live desk, and police just shared an update. Jeff, what are you learning?
Some new information just in the live desk, Dee Dee. We've now learned that the suspected shooter
is 15-year-old Samantha Rupp now, who you see right here on the left-hand portion of your screen. A teacher and a student are now dead. 6 others were hurt. Police say she planned the attack in advance. Police are now combing through her family's home, already confirming they found a manifesto planning this crime. Police say a handgun was used in this shooting. A second-grade student was the first to call 911. Within minutes, police arrived and found the suspect dead with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Now police are trying to trace that handgun.
I was getting ready for lunch, so it was basically lunchtime. And then I just heard sobbing, and there was a teacher, and she was screaming like, "Ah, my leg! Help! Help!"
Do you know that teacher well?
hmm
What was it like to hear that? Were you
I
scared?
was really scared, and I was really sad.
Now, the school doesn't have metal detectors nor resource officers. School officials say they had trained earlier this year about what to do during an active shooter situation. As of right now, the identities of the victims have not yet been released. 6 others were injured, including 2 students who are still fighting for their lives tonight. A vigil is scheduled for tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, and I did see somebody say something's off. They never show the kids' faces. Well, I don't know. I think I sent it earlier. The kid's face. The girl did the shooting with a weapon the father gave her, and supposedly the story was that the girl manipulated the father. The father ended up giving the girl the weapon, and she was going through some depression. And she said that instead of killing herself, she felt like it was better to kill other people with her, or to kill other people.
Really?
Yeah, that was the story that they said when I was reading, and I was like, wow, that's interesting. But what do you think is different? Do you remember these things happening when you were young?
No, when I remember, it was just, the worst thing that'll happen is kids will get into fist fights. Occasionally I would hear about weapons being brought and a kid end up getting cut or stabbed, but most time everything was always, a physical altercation. There were
Right.
no guns and things of that nature,
So what do you think has changed?
Well, here's what I think has changed. What I think that has changed is social media. We did not have all this social media access going into things. I mean, when I was coming up, you would get in a fight, you could actually lie about it. Nowadays, you can't even lie if you do get in a fight because it's already recorded. And by the end of the day, it's already posted on somebody live media and it got so many views and got like hundreds of thousands of views where everybody done saw it. It's almost like, wow, you can't. There's really is not much you can do about it. And I think that a lot of that ties into social media nowadays. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it has a lot to do with social media. I've been sitting down and kind of thinking, what is going on, right? And I know it's social media, but I do see a difference with kids that have limited time of phones versus the kids that have a lot of access into phones. And that, I think that ties with the social media that you're talking about. And there are some parents that are great. They're doing a great job. The kids are just not functioning, or they're not cooperating, or they're learning behaviors in school. But I think one of the things that caregivers should do is they need to control these phones. One of the conversations I had with one of my parents, I had to do parent coaching. I'm not even a parent, but sometimes it's just common sense. You need to have some type of scheduling for these phones. The kid is like sleeping on the phone, like eating with the phone, wakes up with the phone, goes to sleep with the phone, and some adults too. But I think, I don't know if you remember, there was a time where mental health was big. Like, it was just big for kids to say, it was like popular for kids to say, I have depression, I am sad, I have anxieties. It was like cool to say that. I don't remember back in the days when I was a little girl. It's like I wouldn't say I don't even think I recognize depression. I mean, in some way, it's good to talk about mental health, but hello there.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
But in some ways, it's good to talk about mental health and to be alert and to be aware of what mental health is. But
Right.
I feel like we need to be aware on how much importance we're putting it, because then the kids are relying on mental health versus trying to fix their behavior or try to get better in life or trying to be positive. But I think it just got worse when we started to praise mental health. It was like we were excusing these behaviors that came along with it. And now it's gotten worse because I feel like everything is justified with mental health. And I think we have to do better with social media. Is always going to be there. I think I sent you a video of TikTok. They want to ban it. Cool. But social media is always going to be there. Like, and we as adults, we have to do something for these kids to help them either avoid watching this stuff or do something for them to start watching other content other than it's okay to do this. I feel like that's what's happening. Our kids are getting lost. Our kids, they're just going wild, shooting, killing themselves, killing other people. It's just, to me, it's like, what's happening? But I think adults, we have a lot to do with it.
Oh yeah. Hey, welcome to the show, Thule and Tony. Raw, how y'all doing?
I'm trying to make it. I'm going back looking at stuff just going back looking at comments. But we making it. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good,
Doing good, feeling good, looking good. You already know.
Yeah, still ugly. Well, we can't do nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You only get one face, and what you do with that one is so important, people. So be careful.
But I would like for Thule and Preacher to see the video, but the kids are being modeled for. I would like to know their opinion, and also about the video you showed.
I sent him a video too about something earlier. But what? No, tell me what's
Let me ask y'all, would y'all care to weigh in on that current video that we just showed about the Baltimore shooting, the kid, mass shooting?
The Baltimore, no, happened in Baltimore.
With the Christian church.
Okay.
I was in Wisconsin. I was in Wisconsin, I think.
Yeah, well, do this. I sent you a video. If you'll play that video, Lil Dot, it'll go along with what she's talking about. You saw I sent a video in the thread earlier. Did you see it?
Oh
no, wait, I sent one earlier.
Well, I think it was into our thread, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like that. There's a video. Let me see some. Should have been something I sent over today. I sent it over earlier.
Over here.
Yeah, the protect the order issue. Yeah, play that one.
Okay. You want me to send you the
link?
I
have that one. That's when you talk about
it. Play that one. It's a soft video.
On the screen now. Here we go.
Saw a video of this wealthy man. He doesn't have a TV in his house, only books.
The man detained accused of coordinating an attack with the Wisconsin shooter who killed 2 at a religious school earlier this week. According to court documents, the Wisconsin shooter, 15-year-old Natalie Rupnow, had been messaging with a 20-year-old man from Carlsbad. The man told Rupnow he planned to arm himself with explosives and target a government building. He did not specify which building. Tuesday night, police and FBI agents went to his home and seized his guns and ammunition. This following a judge's approval of a restraining order. A hearing has been set for next month.
Yeah, just showing you how that even goes a little deeper. They just found that one person who's in communication with him. He was a 20-year-old. Why would a 20-year-old be communicating with a 15-year-old in high school when you're an adult? But that tells you that they have a network. I'm sure he's not the only person. The fact that he was ready to arm himself and he was going to go and take out a government building, which tell you they feel like the association is religion and the government. They feel like they're both working hand in hand. Think about it. He wanted to go and blow up a government building after she took upon herself to destroy a Christian school, take the lives and disrupt the lives of other people. A lot of times you got to see what people's narrative is so you see how far it goes. A lot of times these people aren't just lone gunmen. There's other people that are instigators, encouragers of it, whether through videos, other media. They might say, oh, I didn't know I was going to do that. But that's why we have to be careful of what we really put out, because, people are so sensitive with conversation and words and things we say, the trigger points for these people. So it's so important that when we're dealing with people, to be mindful of. And I encourage parents to look at your kids, look at, the type of people they talk with. I encourage our young people all the time. You got to learn people. You got to just learn you're a person that I just see and know you're not a person that I'm going to associate with, and then you don't have to have that conversation. You just got to know people, because it's so detrimental. You tell the wrong kid, hey, what, you ain't talking to me, I'll shoot the school, I'll kill you, and then I'll kill others as well. I mean, it's just so dangerous now. You just don't know the mind. And TV has made it almost, these kids think it's an illusion, to like this guy who killed the medical, the CEO. It might sound fun, everybody supporting him, sending money, Luigi, but they're not looking at this man will never see freedom again.
Right.
Although you have some people that might agree with you, and that's sad that you think we have to learn how to disagree without the violence. Hey, insurance, yeah, it's a big rip off. You pay all this money, but when you see what the hospital costs are, let's just be practical. Look at what I went down to a hospital for the bowel health. I was smelling one day, my head was hurting. I had to go to the hospital. They didn't even put me in a room, anything. I'm in the hallway. I went back here to take your blood pressure, right? Did my blood pressure, took the vitals. I went into another room. He just talked to me. He gave me nothing, okay? Then they gave me a COVID test. They said, well, we'll give you a COVID test. I said, well, I don't have COVID. They were like, I said, listen, I don't have COVID, okay? Okay. I said, okay, take the COVID test. My deal, my portion after insurance is like almost $3,000. That's my cost, what I'm paying after insurance.
What?
Imagine I had like X-rays. This is take my blood pressure, take my temperature, take my pulse. You know what I'm saying? All this is one time. Go in another room. The man talked to me and said, well, how long? I said, well, it's been, a few days. I just know. I said, but the day was stronger for me. Okay. That's why I came in. I just want to make sure. He said, well, ain't no test we can do for chemicals if you got it. I said, okay. Okay. I said, okay. I didn't have it before. That's fine. He said, well, we'll do a COVID test. I said, a COVID test? He said, yeah, you might have COVID. I said, okay. I said, I don't have COVID. I'm sure. Okay. Well, okay. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at a $2,900 bill. I got to pay. So I'm like, this after insurance. So what would it cost had I gone into a room? The chest is raised, CAT scan, just whatever they might just say, any other things they want to do. What would have been my cost? EKG. It's out of pocket. That's kind of pretty, So you got to look at insurance companies looking at these bills, and you getting these bills, and you got a lot of time people go to the hospital. It's frivolous. Some things people go to the hospital for is not worth it. And I want to look at both ends when I say that. He said, I'm drinking that Walmart cold and flu medicine. Yeah, yeah. All of the kill you anyway. I hope you, if you're not feeling well, definitely allow you feel better, Chavez. But the thing is, there's two sides to insurance. People not looking at the massive amount of money insurance companies are paying out. Yeah, they'll rip off a lot in. Then you got to look at the pharmaceutical companies in the hospital. The insurance companies are pretty much sitting when they send the bill in, because you got to do a certain type of coding. When it comes in, they say, no, we're not paying for that. No, we're not paying for that. So some of it falls back to us, to the person who will provide the service. But you look at how much they pay as well. And when you look at, you're not the only person I'm paying for. When you look at the rip-off medication, and some of it doesn't come in generic, so there are laws that have to be passed to say a lot of these medications can be generic. So that's another thing people not aware of. Bringing in Trump on this end, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump on a lot of ends. I'm just looking on economics change. Looking on the fact of bringing Robert Kennedy in, because he's a person that looks at the pharmaceutical company, looking at bringing him on the healthcare end can be a plus, because he's looking at a lot of these medications are causing problems. There are a lot of backlash to them, and a lot of them can be generic. Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to comment on something you said earlier. You were talking about that dynamic of adults inappropriate relationship with kids. I wanted to echo you and ask the panel, are y'all aware of the sheriff who shot and killed the judge because he discovered that the judge was having inappropriate communication with his daughter? Y'all familiar with that story? What's y'all take on that?
Very familiar. I know when he did it with some a sheriff. Let me tell you something. This is a law enforcement officer. You don't just come into a courtroom, come into a courthouse, go into the judge's chamber and shoot the judge, and then think that's the end of it. You already know the consequences. To do that, you already have enough evidence, proof to know he did. And at that point, you like, I'm gonna stop you. And I'm gonna tell you what I do believe is when. And I knew that out the rip. I really did. I knew it was involved in that. They said his daughter, he had no proof, but they did come up where they showed a video in the office where he kept talking with him. So apparently, I think it did come up that he did have some inappropriate relation. I think he told a girl to have sex with him to get rid of a ticket or something.
The sheriff asked if he could use the judge's phone, and the sheriff dialed his daughter's number, and he saw that the judge already had his daughter's number saved in his phone.
You know how he already operated. He did with underage kids.
Was this judge a person who had a history? Did he have a history of doing this with somebody else?
With another
I got
kid.
a little 2-minute clip video. If you want me to play it, I really don't know all the details, Tula.
All right, let's get it.
All right, let me pop it on. It's about 2 minutes. Here we go.
It's been nearly a month since a judge was killed in his chambers by the local sheriff who's been charged with murder. But what was the motive? Did it have something to do with the sheriff finding his 17-year-old daughter's number on the judge's phone? Amber Cogliano spoke with the sheriff's legal team.
We're getting new insight today into the mysterious fatal shooting of a judge by his buddy, the sheriff.
This was something that occurred in the heat of passion or under extreme emotional disturbance.
Ann Mercogliano spoke exclusively to the sheriff's husband and wife defense team, Jeremy and Carrie Bartley.
There are claims out there that the judge was having an inappropriate relationship with the sheriff's daughter.
There's a lot of wild speculation at this point. There's nothing we've seen that would substantiate that claim.
Investigators say moments before Kentucky Sheriff Sean Mickey Steins fired on Judge Kevin Mullins, the sheriff tried to call his 17-year-old daughter from the judge's phone.
Why would the judge have the sheriff's daughter's phone number in his phone?
Mr. Steins attempted to call his daughter from the judge's phone. And so whether the phone number was saved in, whether it was in there previously, we don't know, and we won't know until we have those phone records.
Why was he trying to call his daughter in those crucial moments?
That's something that we're still investigating.
Has he told you?
We can't comment on anything we discussed with our client.
In this just released footage, you can see the judge trying to reason with the sheriff right up to the moment he opened fire. After the shooting, the sheriff told police, "They're trying to kidnap my wife and kid."
He had a sincere belief that his wife and daughter were in danger. The emotions rose to such a level at that point that he was unable to control his actions.
Video from a few years back shows the sheriff and his daughter goofing around, lip syncing to, of all things, "I Shot the Sheriff." He turned 17 and the sheriff gushed, "You will never know how much I love you." The shooting is now tearing apart the small town of Whitesburg, Kentucky. The judge's wife launched this Facebook page, Justice for Kevin, with supporters offering prayers that justice will prevail. But others are posting, "There's a lot more to this story. I stand by Sheriff Steins."
The sheriff's defense team is asking that the charges against their client be reduced to manslaughter.
There it is. There it is.
Let me tell y'all a quick speculation from just what happened. What I can vibe, if I'm wrong, I'll take that. He already knew this sheriff underage girls, and he knew when he saw his daughter phone number that he wasn't stupid. Let me tell you what else he did. They won't play video. The fact he pulled his gun out, he did not just shoot him. He was having a conversation with him. And I'm sure he made him admit he did it before he killed him. But he didn't record it. And it wouldn't stand up in court because they'll say he said under duress. I'm sure he told him, "You MFer, tell me I'm going to kill you." And he went on and said, "You okay, you okay." And that's what got him killed. Because when you're in that kind of mode to do that, he didn't walk right in and just shoot him. He knows he had a thing. Like, this is the thing with these small towns, okay? All these small towns got the problem. these people all know each other.
Yep.
All these small towns, it's just being honest. It's just being honest. And so much of this that happens to where what people do, they become numb to it. You know, I mean, that's them. I'm gonna stay out of it. And the citizens never know, because citizens assuming if you're put on that robe, you're doing your job. If you're put on the gun, the badge, you can be trusted. And the sad part becomes a lot of times we are victimized by people. And these people, they get these jobs and they forget it's about people, it's about integrity, it's about making sure everybody getting fair and equal treatment, making sure that you are carrying yourself, that you are above board. Just like with preachers, I'm a pastor. It's a common thing for pastors to mess with, and people are good with their pastors having sex. They're good with their pastors doing homosexual things.
That's
sad. But I mean, this the common norm. I've been doing this for 20. I've been preaching for 20, going on 27 years. I've been 27 years, going on 28 years. So I don't agree with that. There's not a reason to. Yeah, he wanted to make sure he admitted to him. So he shot him. He not done. The dude, I'm telling you, he knew and he wanted to make sure he knew exactly, and he made him admit it. He wanted to do that. I'm telling you, he knew. Yeah, he was ready to go. He had enough proof for him. Because I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if he messed with him and they were buddies. Right. So yeah, and now I see the fun. I know how this works. So you're not gonna play me. You see what I'm saying? To be that sure to do what he's doing right now, I'm sure about what I'm doing. I'm telling you, look at it. I'm sure
he
about
made
it.
sure he was going. He made sure he was dead.
That not more than that, the fact that he held it to that point to do that. He was at control because he knew he wanted to hear it out of his mouth, and he wanted him to suffer for it. He went around.
Let me ask you this: do you think he was already suspicious before he even went to the judges?
Possibly not seeing how he came in, because it's odd to say, "Let me use your phone."
You're right.
Most people got their own phone.
Right,
so,
right.
Now, what you're saying could definitely be a scenario that somebody told him something. He just wanted to try him. So you might have to use your phone. Why I'm thinking that's gonna come up. I'm thinking whatever number you dial and you're down. But when he dialed it, he saw his daughter number come up, which tell me he did, and that's what his proof. He knew when he saw that number, that's all he needed to see. That's why he asked for the phone.
Yeah,
that was gonna confirm, because he knows what. Let me tell you what I'm thinking. He knows what him and that guy do. Remember, that's his friend.
Right.
Why these people talking now? They need to go all the way to this investigate, because I'm telling you, you watch people, how people move. I'm telling you, I'm almost sure everybody there in that building that know, and probably some local regular citizens don't typically know what goes on in government. What I'm saying, because you know why would you know? Some things are just common practices.
Right.
For instance, another county over from us, they had a situation where a young lady was supposedly raped by a police officer, by a deputy. Okay, that happened one county over from us. Okay, this was at elementary school. Now she testified that these people, that other officers, drove in there while she was being sexed.
Oh wow.
And now they said that they know that when they pull back there, that means that they're doing something. You come on back out. So she said other officers rolled back there while she was back there. Now, from what I did hear, this was a girl that he do tricks with, and he didn't give her money. Where he messed up, how he got caught, he threw the condom out there.
Oh wow.
That's how he got caught. Because, I mean, why was he going to admit he did it? But they came back to search the plane, saw the condom. From my understanding, he said, hey, I ain't the only one. It's a practice. So you think, but they made it look like, from my understanding, like this guy just went and raped somebody.
Right.
From my understanding, it wasn't. Okay, I want to get into all that, but it wasn't. This was a regular girl. He didn't give her money.
Oh.
Well, I mean, that transaction. I mean, so he stole at that point.
Yeah, that's a crime.
Yeah, you got to pay for it, fella. Y'all like that paying for it. Y'all got to pay for it. Now y'all can't don't do the only nigga on the deal.
This the part that hurt me. I'll be honest with you on that. Of course, him. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he needs to be terminated. That's no question. You know, even in jail, he didn't rape it. There's a place and a time for everything. Hey, I got for it. You know, I got off of work. We went to the hotel.
Exactly. You got on a badge. That's crazy.
Man, come on, you got a vest. You got on tasers. You got your wear. Anything can just go. This makes no sense anywhere else. And that's what I'm saying. Where you become reckless. People have to be held accountable to these jobs. So don't get them if you can't do it. That's just being honest.
Well,
now,
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. That police officer gonna get transferred and resign to another branch, another city, another state, or whatever. But that police officer still keep his job.
No, that's not happening. I'm
gonna tell you how I know that's what's gonna happen, because I've experienced that same scenario in my family. That's happened with law enforcement and a relative. You know, he got busted doing the same thing with a prostitute, embarrassed the whole family. And he still is a police officer to this day. He just moved to a different state and was able to still go and work at a different thing. And he probably doing the same thing now. Who knows?
But I'm gonna tell you why I don't think so. Once it gets involved and the news gets it, sometimes a lot of things get blown under the rug. Don't make no mistake. And we definitely don't want this to be a slight, not that you have against people that do their jobs every day. My hats off to you guys that go out. I mean, just like Claims Police, Covenant Police, and Sheriff Department, I take them stuff. And the fire department, I do stuff from them. I fed them. You know what I'm saying? I'll have food given to them. I try to support people that do good business. And in saying that, there are a lot of officers that go out here. Now them firefighters, I always, it's them as well. I get them probably the most, because you run in a building everybody else running out of, and you don't get a lot of kudos for that. There are a lot of officers go out here and they do their job. 2 feet on the ground, and they for what's right. I don't give a flying flip if the person black and I'm black, or if I'm white and they white. I'm doing the job, and right is gonna be right. Unfortunately, in every profession, there are bad people, and bad people get a lot more clearance in life. And I'm telling you, for me, there should be paper signed that if you're an officer, if you're a pastor, if you're a firefighter, if you're a commissioner, if you're a mayor, if you're a governor, if you get caught doing something that's wrong and it costs the county or the state or the federal, this should be you lose your goods. Why should we pay? You're being held. That's being fair. That's just being fair. Us paying and you walking away and it costs you nothing but some embarrassment, that makes no sense.
Right.
This, when you look at this, I take this opportunity just like that officer. I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna do this. Just know what the risks are. You lose your pension, you lose your pay, you lose whatever you own, you have your name, you lose it. If you marry, y'all lose it. Listen, when people look at the risk are high, you tend not to. You know what? If it wasn't for the fact that a lot of people would lose their job, do you know a lot of people do drugs?
Yeah.
A lot of people do cocaine. A lot of people don't do it not because they feel like it's wrong. I'm just, but look at the fact of my job. I have too much to lose.
Right, too much to lose.
My profession. So when people look at the cost is high, you tend to get less error.
Consequences, right?
Yeah, that's the problem, though. The consequences aren't there.
Right.
Who gonna pay? The citizens always pay. So when the citizens pay, we're the losers. We didn't do anything.
That's right.
You make a bad decision, citizens pay. You have sex with somebody, citizens pay. And it should be a different. We need to invoke a different action to where it needs to cost you too. Not just you fired, because a lot of these people going, like you said, some counties are still accepting. And the thing you have to do when it comes to law enforcement officers, you have to you have to take their certification. That's how they can't get another job in law enforcement. If you let them keep their certification, that's bad. You got to get rid of certification. That way, when they look, when you lose a certificate, that's it.
Yeah.
But again, not making it about police officers, we're just saying people in general being bad. Because again, there are people that do a great job, pastors, ministers. They don't have to. Now I preach what I do, but they do a job as far as they do a service to the people. Politicians, police officers, firefighters, a lot of great teachers, educators who do a great job, therapists. But when one therapist come out and mess with somebody, guess what happened? All of them. One preacher, he wants to have homosexuality, he wants to sleep with kids. Guess who? All of us do it. One pastor, he want to cheat on his wife. All of us do. And it's unfortunate. And those of us that say no, we told a lie. We have to stand up and tell these people, no, we don't agree with that. And whatever they need to happen, it needs to happen. Then the citizen pay for a settlement or something. Okay, somebody asked about this. Then the citizen pay for a settlement with all citizens. Okay. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They did. And that's unfortunate. And let me say this with us, Chairman Arnett, and I want to be fair now in here. I know him personally as an individual. I knew him to be a nice guy, a good guy as far as conversating with him. I've attended meetings with him. I've gone out to eat with him. And we've never had the conversation. He and I alone, never about no woman. You see no coochie, no tits, no butt print, never has that. So what he's done. I've had no knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. I had the person that I knew, Nesbitt, is the person I knew him to be professional, respectful, talk to me about, bettering Rockdale County. That's the person I knew. I did not agree with a lot of decisions as far as, the how Rockdale County has, transitioned and moved in the direction of the mass building. Well, but that's me. Some people might have felt like it. And it's bad. The sexual allegation, if that's true, and it is, let me say this. If that's true, terrible, rotten to the core, shouldn't have been done. Just being honest. Again, it can happen. I have to say that because sometimes people settle. Let me say this now, be honest. I did not see text messages or anything. I ain't coming for nobody, but I'm gonna tell you why I want to be fair. If I could just be brief and say this. Will Smith just recently came out and made a video where he addressed the issue about the perfect stuff, showing the memes of him kissing me. He said, I want to say this, the blank ain't true. Never happened. Don't be putting me in that mess. I ain't been with none of his stuff. I've never been in that stuff. I ain't never been no blanking freak out. He said, I've done my stuff now. I don't need his stuff. So don't even worry about I ain't even in it. Okay? He said, ain't got nothing to do with that crazy stuff. And to say that, it made me really look at it. And I'm being with everybody who knowingly knew that you lied on him, you ought to go to prison. You need to go to prison because it's wrong to slander somebody and make up on somebody when it ain't true. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't care if I disagree with you. Me and you can fall out right now, Love Doc, never talk. One thing ain't gonna never happen. You ain't gonna never have me tied up with no food that won't be telling no lies on you. I ain't gonna never have. It don't make who you know me gone, you heard me run them down. Who you know that's gone from here, you don't heard me run them down. That ain't me. I don't have that time, especially to tell a lie. We talking about the truth, especially to tell a lie on somebody. That's a waste of my time. That's your credibility. And when you destroy people, this man can never come back. No, it's people, even though it come out and say, okay, we lied, it's people still believe it. And that's not fair. So with the odds, I know him. He and I hadn't talked in a long time after that. Because I keep myself away from a lot of stuff. I just don't like to get tied in thing. If that's true, he should be forced to and made to pay that money back. That's your bottom line. If it ain't true, no. A lot of time, let me say this now, be clear with people. Just because sometimes people sell out don't mean they're guilty.
Right.
I learned that too. I'm telling you, I learned that too now. Because sometimes what happens, it's cheaper. Yep. The money you spend to keep fighting somewhere you could prove where I'm not guilty is so expensive. Again, I ain't coming for nobody. I want everybody to do this. Be fair with people. I just want to be, I want to be fair. Anybody guilty, I don't give a flying flip who it is. Let me say that I ain't controlled by nobody in Rockdale County, Newton County, Atlanta. Don't nobody control Tony Smith. Nobody can shut me up. Nobody gonna tell me what to do. Nobody my boss. So I ain't kissing no behind. I'm for what right. If you guilty, if he's guilty, he needs to pay that money back. But if he's not guilty, that's gonna be a whole nother end. I just want to be fair with people. Come be honest. What I learned later with this whole Diddy stuff, the girl lied on Jay-Z. I said video. I said something based on other people believing that people were telling the truth. I want to be clear with that. I apologize. I don't ever want to be tied up in nobody mess with lying on nobody. I don't play that. I don't want no parts of that. I don't care about, oh man, it's funny. I don't want no parts of it. I just don't want to do that. That's not fair. I've been lied on since I've been preaching. That's just a cut. And then it don't feel good. You fight it. You had to fight it anyway. But it's the fact of, why would you lie? Just tell what I actually did if I did something. Don't lie on me though. But people want to they like lies more than they do the truth.
Yeah.
Well, I found that clip that you were referring to about Will Smith.
Okay, let me see it.
On stage, let me just play a quick part of it. Here we go.
None of that stupid. So whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie.
It started out bad. It started from the beginning.
I don't even like baby but I haven't said that publicly. I just said y'all the first time. I usually don't respond to dumbass stuff because it's like people. It's so many things people say, so much stuff, but that one it was your memes was doing too much. Y'all was having me mad.
Yeah, but that's why I say this. He said that. That's why I want to be up with people. Give them. I take them at their word. If something come up different. I mean, fair. Your actions show. And another thing happened. A way a person lives is a credit to who a person is. A person tends to have characteristics when they have certain behaviors. Okay, it's unfortunate. It's been voiced for years that he and his wife Jada, they, entertain other people in their bedroom. I wouldn't. But that's their private life. As much as I don't agree with it, it's still you and other adults want to do that. I don't want to know them. I don't want to be in there. I don't want to see it. Okay, but as much as I don't, you are an adult, and you can't condemn a person. Let me say the word condemns all of it, but when a person does something like that, that's just you and the type of person you and your wife are, and that's the character y'all are. But they ain't enough to say, well, since he do that, he got to be having sex with kids. He ain't got to. If you don't know that, let's not do that to nobody. I encourage to everybody, don't do that to people, man. That's bad. You listen. What you put out your mouth to people, make sure you ready for it when they happen to you now. There's a lot of people can't take what they putting out. You just make sure because they're coming back around.
Oh yeah.
I'm man enough nothing. If I said something about somebody, I assure you, I ain't never put out my mouth on nobody in no intent to just. I know this ain't. I know it's a lie. I'm gonna put it out here. That's wrong. You can go to jail for that stuff. Yeah. You can be sued. It's some people not gonna be. They're gonna find out. Listen. You keep going. You can be sued. You can't do that. And don't mean you make that. That's somebody's money. That man is an actor. People say, listen, I can't even cash you for this movie because you're tied up with some baby oil and sex trafficking. From where? Ain't it? The memes is on YouTube. You're like, you can't do that to people. Oh, well, he's supposed to be gay. Listen, people, I'll be clear. I don't agree with homosexuality. For me, I don't agree with homosexuality according to the word. I have no say-so or control over anybody else being homosexual. Okay? That is the person's choice on what you want to do, and that's your conviction. I can't go lie on you because you homosexual. We got to get out of the mind. If you wrong, you doing something wrong, then I can put this on. You can't do that. It's wrong. It's wrong. But that's me.
Absolutely.
Man, you spot on. You spot on with that. Something else I wanted to get y'all take on is, as you know, it was a storm yesterday here in Conyers, and during the storm, I seen photos and I seen some things that were quote unquote unidentified flying objects in the skies. I looked at different photos, different angles of people taking pictures of the storm clouds. Recently, I saw a news article further explaining the quote unquote conspiracy that's going on. And I want y'all to take a look and y'all let me know, is it a conspiracy or if this thing right here is actually true? And the president elect actually spoke on it too as well. Let me share this 2-minute video with y'all.
Drone mystery continues with more sightings reported in multiple states, but the White House insists there's no danger to the American public. Fox's Rebecca Castor has the latest from Washington, where lawmakers finally received a briefing from intelligence officials today.
Behind closed doors, lawmakers are hoping to settle concerns over those mysterious drone sightings, pressing for answers from the FBI and CIA.
We got a lot of answers, but there's some unanswered questions. I think, quite frankly, the technology of drones has outpaced the law. I think that's kind of the bottom line.
But the frustrations continue as Americans feel in the dark. And President-elect Donald Trump has suggested something strange is going on.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from, and for some reason they want to keep people in suspense.
We do have a good sense of what's happening. I actually don't disagree with them in that regard. I mean, we've been looking at this very, very hard.
At this point, the assessment from federal authorities is these unidentified objects are a combination of legally operated drones, planes, helicopters, and stars. But they do acknowledge some drones have flown over military bases, which is a crime.
That in and of itself, just given the volume of drone flights we see in a given day, is not something that's new. In each case, commanders have the authority, installation commanders and authorities have the authority to respond appropriately, and will continue to do that.
Local police and state leaders have called on Congress to give states more authority to defend against drones. In Washington, Rebecca Castor.
What do y'all think about these drones and the conspiracy about what the drones were really doing?
I think they set these people up to make this a lot more than what it was.
I mean,
I don't believe the government is covering up nothing on no drones. They done told you already. A lot of them drones they done called in. They already told you. People done called them. People calling in stars. Then some of them they called in. They were drones that belonged to the police. So it's a lot of things going on. I think if it was some from another country, I think they would have no doubt have already responded. And I'm gonna say this alien stuff. Let me tell you something. Any creature with technology to build an aircraft to fly down here, why would they not communicate? You see, it ain't like it's a planet where people are missing. You're flying over a major city. You find over New Jersey. So tell me how many places where people ain't? I mean, this New Jersey,
Elizabeth, New Jersey. That's overpopulated.
You listen. If you have the technology to build a spaceship, that means you know how to get fuel, transform, and do it. You know how to build something that can go and transfer and still be able to keep whatever you breathe if it's not oxygen. And you don't know how to communicate. You haven't made no contact, and you seeing cars. What are these cars, animals, or what? Why would I come down? A lot of stuff. These are people with drones who like to play. Some of them already been arrested. They've arrested some of these people, and they're trying to keep it down because once these people see it, they tend to just run and just keep going. And people like, oh, let me act like an alien. And what's bad, causing problem. We living in a time right now where terroristic threats are so vulnerable, so abundant right now. We dealing with China. China had the plane. They had the air balloons over him. You got to deal with Iran. Iran has threatened to strike America. You dealing with Russia.
Trump's time those balloons too.
What happened now? No.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. No, ma'am. That's yeah. That's so. I don't believe. I believe it's drones. These people like to play. People go and reinvent them and make them look. So it's just having fun for them. But you don't realize it's at the cost right now. People on high alert. People don't know what's going on. People think about a drone flight. All you think about Ukraine and Russia, what? They get struck with drones. So people going to panic.
Yeah.
Woman, now that's my bishop. I ain't thinking about no aliens. If you know history, watch Daily News. I don't give two spits about no alien. If there exist, ain't nothing more scarier than a human. You ain't lying.
Say it down about them aliens.
Yeah, man, that's just all.
He said ain't nothing scarier than a human.
He ain't lying. Nigga, we more destructive. Listen, man, them things know to stay away from us. They know they gonna get killed. All they gotta do is come down here one good time, watch a couple of these TV, look at our news. That's it. And what this is a whole nother thing. If you're an alien, you can't hear. When you have something, this is what you think about. As dumb and behind as we are, we do some research about a planet before we go there. But just think about this. Do you understand how advanced we are? The fact that, quote unquote, we build spaceships and leave this atmosphere, and we know how much fuel it takes to get somewhere, although we run out of gas going to work.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest, but you talking about don't hold on to it. And you got to keep this aircraft here for like 3 to 6 months or a year. So that means you gotta be able to estimate the food, the tissue, the water, the oxygen, and how much fuel they're gonna take, the heat, because these plants are cold. Quote unquote, they say they freezing. So you gotta and then have enough fuel to fly back. Nothing these people say makes sense. I don't believe them. I don't believe them. They can't listen. I'm telling you why it don't make sense. You tell me a country can create a rocket ship, send it somewhere for a year, sustainable, and then come back here, right? And they can't even balance a budget. We finna shut the government down tomorrow. They don't get a budget. They're not that clever. I don't believe these people ever been on no planet. I don't believe none of these people say. You show me, oh, you can see it. I had the viewfinder going up, sweetie. On the viewfinder, I seen Superman. I seen it go to Krypton. All you do is hold up to the. Y'all remember that?
Yep.
That's all that telescope is a viewfinder. I'm not impressed with. I don't believe these people. Why y'all believe this? I don't believe these people. How you go somewhere and land somewhere that has no gravity?
It's hard to believe anything they say at this point.
Gravity. How you know you're gonna be able to hold yourself down? It's some stuff people just think for a minute. Does this really make sense?
Come on now.
Really think about history of humans on this planet. Don't no alien scare me. Humans been the most destructive thing I know. Listen. So Andrew said he agreed. True, he said true. That's true. Right? It don't make sense. The viewfinder. That's all this. I don't believe these people. I don't believe nothing they say. We don't have. Listen. Why would you fly down here all the time and never stop and talk to them? What's the purpose you coming?
I'm with
Oh
you.
yeah. The aircraft the same size hour. That's the size of the people.
Yep.
Ain't got no
Hey,
sex.
look at that.
How y'all making more aliens? Where your sex thing at, man?
Mm-hmm.
Then you ain't got a 3 finger. Man, listen, I know you can turn that wheel like that when you pimping, but a space shuttle? Come on, man, stop it. Yeah, I believe that too. I believe the dinosaurs, all that stuff. Look at the face on that thing. Then they say it makes sense.
Look at the face on his thing.
Yeah, kneecap, all this. You ain't got no sense of
Look at your face on this thing.
Where's your Bojan? Where's your cucumber? Man,
His face, Pete.
So crazy.
Man, that thing the same thing. That thing the same size of $6 million, man. I don't believe none of these folks say.
Hey, y'all see it right here with your own eyes.
Look, I don't believe it. Look at that. Look at that big old giant bed.
It's in the MRI.
Scan on it. That's the skin. Look at the toe. The thing got toes and feet. You gotta have a heart. How you kill it?
Look at it.
It down here. Look at the mouth. Man, stop it, man.
It looks a little Asian in the eyes.
Oh, you wrong, Joe. You wrong, Joe.
No, I didn't mean it that way. I'm just like the eyes had a little chinky. Look.
Look at him. He said, what Rock said, you can take me to the moon, make me a grilled cheese sandwich, and I still won't believe it. These people in high places just lie. I don't believe none of these people. Listen, man, people can believe the thing look just like E.T. What's the chances it look just like E.T.?
Right.
They cousin.
E.T. was made in the 80s. How the thing look exactly like E.T.?
Even
pull up the image of E.T. and look at that. Just pull up the image of E.T.
You know what? That might be E.T. because E.T. died. He phoned home.
Even E.T. wanted to go home. He did not want to stay here.
Man, he looked down here. Yeah, I'm telling you why he wanted to leave. They said really what happened. They got a new one coming out. They showed some black people moving in the neighborhood. You know, good because he know what we get him outside. We gonna man, you gotta pull that blanket off, man. So wife, they let lay around with a blanket out there like Yoda. I don't believe that. The thing look like Yoda, and you look at E.T. and that thing look just. What's the chance? Look at it. How did they just happen to make a figure like this in the 80s now? And then
you know what that mean? That mean the ET is real.
That means you're real stupid. Look at
they found ET. He's real. That was ET's.
Pull up Yoda. Pull up Yoda too. You remember Yoda? Look at the neck. Just before you go back, do that though.
And they might well put on Alf as well. You know what I mean? Get them all. ET, Yoda, Alf. Get them all.
But I'm just saying, look at it. Look at the structure of it. He got like a little bit, but look at the neck, look at the face, look at the head, the skull structure. Look how far the head sticks out, right? Now look at the other one. Now you see that. Now pull up that creature again. They just showed.
Let me find that video again.
You can't.
Yeah.
You saw. Y'all remember how that looked, right? How the head looked. Remember how the head comes out and it kind of.
Yeah.
You can't believe these
Do a
people.
comparison of what
And
you
do me a favor. How many fingers
The
did
body
ET?
thing like shaped
Look,
like a cupcake.
look at that. Look on. But I want to go back. Look at it. How is the head made just like ET?
That's true.
And mouth and nose.
Man.
No.
You know what? That's an alien. That might be his booty. You know, everything might be backwards.
The booty head. No,
that's a booty head.
But no, look, it's got a nose.
Maybe they have like a big brain, so they have to have like a big.
What do you need with a nose and a mouth for the breed? You from another planet. You want to?
That's true. That
much like nothing they say makes sense. I don't believe these people, man. They no good. That's a figurine, man. Look at the finger size again, and then go look at ET fingers.
Sorry.
Look how long the fingers are on him.
Listen now. First you say aliens ain't real. Then you kicked out and you say the dinosaurs not real. What you finna say? You finna say Santa Claus ain't real too?
Oh, don't say that. Not yet. Not yet. It's too soon.
Oh,
we're living in a fake world.
Oh my goodness. We do live in a fake world. And speaking of fake world, I played at the beginning of the show, but y'all wasn't there. So I want to replay and get permission if I can replay a quick little minute and a half video about an important celebration ceremony that transpired this past weekend. I'm so proud to have witnessed it myself. Let's take a closer look. Here we go.
Rockdale County is making history. Being the first female chair of Rockdale County is an exciting opportunity. For residents like Nisha Beasley, this new leadership team is about more than making history. It's about making sure the past doesn't repeat itself.
Bob Labs told us basically, whatever. So I really believe that the commissioners should listen to us and there should be no Bob Lab.
The September fire sparked outrage, with residents consistently demanding answers and protesting. All the while, Commissioner-elect Tawanya Smith says she's playing catch-up.
I'm in the same seat as the residents. I'm learning. I'm coming in. I don't know anything. I can't speak on that right now.
Smith says she's focused on listening and learning. Chairwoman-elect Janice Van Ness agrees and says her top priority is trust and transparency moving forward.
I am coming in, really assessing the information and getting my hands on all the information so that we can make the best decision. Certainly as a community, we want a healthy, sustainable environment.
Beyond those promises, both new leaders stopped short of giving specific details about BioLab's future. Beasley says she's been disappointed with the county's previous leaders who have been tight-lipped on the issue too. However, she will give the new board a chance.
There are some on the board that I really feel that they're going to fight.
Smith says the focus is on a fresh start and rewriting history.
There is hope. You have elected hope. Hope is here. Just sit back and watch.
That's it.
Hope is here. Just sit back and watch. I salute you, the Honorable Tawanya Smith. Y'all give it up.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys looked really nice. I do have to say, Preacher, you look very handsome. You matched. Yes. It's like Tawanya definitely chose that outfit. He looks so sharp.
Okay, ask her. Okay, go ahead and ask her.
Who picked that outfit, Tawanya?
He did. Everybody.
He did. What, Preacher? You look sharp.
As with every.
Look at Preacher.
I got suits. I had to be loose. I like to be comfortable.
I appreciate you. You look nice in your suit. You look nice.
You gotta get wear suits. Well, I said, for me, I'm telling you why I don't. It's kind of a bad stigma now. Preachers have given a bad stigma. At one time, a preacher wearing suits look, and you kind of looked at trustworthy. So many guys have deframed the office to where you kind of have to break the mold and do something different, and then you try to make sure that people know that you one of them at the same time. You break that level of they put confidence in the clothes instead of the individual and get to know the individual. The clothes don't make the person. It's what's on the inside of the person and how you think that really, shows the real radiance of a person. And that's just me. But I mean, I got a Hispanic friend, him. Hola, ¿cómo estás, señorita? And she been missing. And you know you've been missing that everywhere. I can't introduce you to nobody else because you ain't been showing up. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, for me, so I used to wear suits all the time.
He didn't pick the dress. He just picked he only picked his outfit.
She was talking about me. She was not talking about the dress.
You guys match beautifully. I really, really liked. I was like, I saw Tuli coming out, so she looked gorgeous, and then I saw you. It looked just perfect for like it was just. I was like, it was just perfect. It looked really, really nice. You guys, you look really sharp, preacher. I have to say how it is.
Look at Dr. Joe. As much as I harbor that got you some points, you better look what Andrew said. I got to stand with Andrew.
I do have to say she has good taste in clothes. So I thought she gave you a little bit of tips on the outfit.
But I did sign off on it.
Okay, now we gotta go ahead to the all preacher. You know, I still a Harvey, Jessica. You've been missing.
It's a little bow tie. It was like, look at
that. Royalty was in that play. I mean, Lady V, we appreciate that. So we do apologize being late. We had to go to a school board meeting trying to support our young people. On top of the busy hectic schedule we both have, and with her trying to catch up to speed, getting things already working before taking office on the first without getting paid. Is meetings and going, and it's all free work, you know, but that's the type of person. She was already active, already involved, already know people. Took time to go to school board meeting tonight, she and I, and went. Then people came, why y'all don't sit together? I said, well, we do what we do. Let her sit over there, I sit right here. I said, that way somebody run up on her, they'll think she by herself and they'll find out later. But y'all always do that.
I don't enjoy the meeting.
I cheer some people on. I mean, I enjoyed it. I some people that I made sure I made myself known, let them know they can count on my support to help them out, because I really felt like they really care for the people, really care about the kids, and that means a lot to me to know that you got somebody fighting for our kids. And we came out, and members came out. I definitely applaud them, appreciate them, and all of us had busy schedules. Everybody had other things they could do, but they don't realize. When people see you and people see how to enforce, then they realize you can't just do what you want to do. What we do, we count on. Oh, we'll let them go. That's even with Tuli. Get into becoming the commissioner. It's important that the residents come out. It's important that they know what's going on, how government works, what's going on in the account, why you have to do things. So it'll never be where the citizens will have total control, say or do. But you need to be able to have your input, and you need to understand why government makes certain choices.
No, that's very true. One of the missions and the goals of ours is to make sure that citizens understand processes and procedures. I know it's very easy to sit in a chair and look and say, no, they should have did this. Why they can't do this? Why didn't they say this? How do I didn't do this? There are laws that govern our behavior, and I am learning that every day. So I think it's important going forward that this board makes sure that we take the time to educate. I know that word has been used and has been irritating a lot of people to say to educate, but when you say that and you don't do it, it's irritating. But educate the public and let them know exactly what's going on and be transparent. I want to have transparent governance. So I want the citizens to know exactly what's going on with your money, why are we doing this with your money, where your money's going. No surprises, for the other board members to find out something is done and you're like, oh, I didn't know we did that. We voted on that. Okay. So it's just all around, not just for the citizens, but for the board as a whole. Just that everybody just know the processes and you can trust and see. And that once you know the process, you know what to look for. Yeah. So you don't know, what behavior to expect of me if you don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's the way we're going to move forward. It's been agreed that we're going to move. If you have not seen that in the past, you will definitely see that coming up. So.
Awesome. Also, let me mention that somebody want to do an interview. They want to ask some questions. So they say, can we get an interview from Val, Life on Mr. Billy P. Farm? I'm sure she has some interesting story. Val, if you want to, and also the one for Danielle said true, so true. So you do have some interesting story, and our listeners want to know about it. How did you get into peas from cotton? You know what I'm saying? They want to know. You can write, you know what I'm saying? You can write your story from cotton to peas. You know what I'm saying? And people can see how you evolved into the great sharecropper that you are. You know, how did you get to where you were able to pick your own peas and stop picking Mr. Billy pea? Because she said her uncle, I mean, she told one time, she said, I went down, she was so excited. She said, my uncle gave me, he said, preacher. So he came, we were like, he said, when Mr. Come now, I'm going to tell Mr. Billy, these not your peas. These are my peas. I gave Val.
Post the link. She's coming in, preacher.
Listen, she told, okay, after she said, post the link. She come put her brain in.
Post the link.
Now, we want to be careful.
You hear that? Derek said he did. Derek, she shouldn't do that, should it? She said, well, let me see.
No, we want to be careful, preacher. Remember last time she wasn't, depression. And
let me see that. True or false? Was Val actually a slave? Let me see what somebody said.
So true.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got the link posted now. Click on the link, Val. Go on, click the link, girl.
Tell it.
Come on now. It don't take that long.
Oh.
Yeah, there's that. Too much all the hog, Andrew. So we see that. So we got our truth. So listen, come on in. And tell us.
Give a round of applause to Michael Vick for getting a new job.
What does he do? Dog catcher?
He's a coach for the Spartans, right?
Norfolk, is that Norfolk?
Yeah, Norfolk Southern, Virginia. The Norfolk Spartan, I think is what they call.
What team is that? A football team?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Was it it's on one of them arena league? No, it's an arena league.
I think it's HBCU, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, I ain't never heard the Spartans.
Well, it's a HBCU.
I ain't never even heard of. What's the name of?
State. It's not Norfolk Southern. Is a railway.
Yeah, thank you. That's a railroad. He knows that. He worked for him before. He worked for CXA. He know that Norfolk Southern is a railroad.
Here's the story. Let's take a closer look, Tuli. Thank you for introducing the story. That was a great segue.
Thank you, sir.
Football coach for Norfolk State. The community is talking. 10 on your side's Keegan Hughes found out how students are feeling about the new coach.
These stands right behind me may be empty right now, but the students 10 on your side spoke to say they're looking forward to filling this stadium when the season starts next fall.
Majority of our students are from the area. We are a urban university, so that brings on great things.
Zachary Jackson is the president of the Student Government Association and a senior. He says they're looking forward to someone with a big name and from the area to coach the team.
Somebody that's from the Hampton Roads. So you got to look at it like this. It's not just for us at Norfolk State University. It's for all of Hampton Roads and all of the 757.
Vic has minimal coaching experience since retaring from the NFL. He did a coaching internship with Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs shortly in 2017. Now Vic is taking over as the head football coach, and students we spoke to say this will be a good thing, not only for the football team, but for the university too.
I come to the games more for the Spartan Legion. I work for the media team, so I love the band, but I think having Vic here will actually be like the Dion effect. I think a lot of people are going to want to just come to see Vic and see how the team's going to actually advance. So I'm excited for the games.
We see that the student body are resonating with this new candidate that's coming in as the new head coach, and not only just for the football team, but for the whole university, because this brings not only good representation, but great things.
But the announcement has come with mixed reactions. Vic overcame a felony conviction for having a dog fighting operation in 2007. He now advocates against animal cruelty.
The university is always about second chances, giving everyone a fresh start, looking at the future rather than the past. Our motto here is we see the future in you. And so we see the future in Michael Vick.
A spokesperson for NFU says Norfolk State University is all about second chances. Our doors are always open to those proving they are not defined by their mistakes.
If you didn't think it's packed out now, guess what? When Michael Vick gets here and a new football team, a new head coach, put their expertise and experience all together, and it comes to a win, that place will be packed out.
Keegan Hughes, 10 on your side.
There you go. There you go.
flash drive. I remember every time total recall. I appreciate you. And you know what's bad? No, I'm telling you what's bad and kind of new should be called. They never when they interview any of these people that like Ben Roethlisberger. Okay, he was a quarterback for a 2-time Super Bowl champion for Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger had 2 rape charges. And they never every time he threw a touchdown or he lost a game, they never brought those issues up with him. See, that's the problem I have, and for people, cause that's the part that makes you upset with these people. It was a dog; it wasn't a human being. You rather see 2 dogs fighting than 2 men kill each other. And then, like I said, they call his friend. I mean, even if it was him, they were animals. These animals are bred to fight. If you want to make it, you want to stop it. Those animals shouldn't even be sold. Pit bull they're not home puppies. They're not for playing. Those dogs are for protect. They are for hunting. That's why they bred those dogs. Those dogs were hunted. They were for boar hunting. Okay, they were never bred to keep at your home as a
I agree.
Rottweiler. These animals are not. That's not. Those dogs were bred for that. They actually crossbred these dogs to make them with this intent to do that. So just stop it. You know, am I telling people go ahead and kill dogs? No. Peyton Manning had a rape charge. I didn't even know that Peyton Manning had a rape charge. They say 2 on a maid, I believe. I need to look that up and see if you know anything about that. So we had to say allegedly did that. He said dig that bastard up. And they don't make no sense. He like, man, dig them up. I mean, that's not y'all old school tonight. Now it is.
Something that y'all need to also make certain y'all mention too is not only is that news for Michael Vick, but there's also news in regards to Deion Sanders, Jackson State University. Jackson State University actually just won the national championships in their division.
And oh no, they just put it like Deion was the only reason why they did it, and he took it playoffs.
Exactly.
Yeah, that just show you, man. Those kids had it there. They weren't cause of Deion. Let me tell you
exactly.
something.
Those were good teams, and Deion Sanders tried to tell the people, say, "Hey, this is a good kid. These are a good team. These are good kids."
Man, I'll show you face too. We want to see you too. But let me tell you.
Also, I mean, they trained. They were coached. They were trained. Can we give them?
Well, let me say this, but those players are gone. Those players are gone, and he's been gone for 2 years. But let me say this, too, what you're saying. I believe that he gave them a lot of influence that helped to put energy there. The coach he left there understood. But you got to remember, still the coaching is so key. So you got the coach who left there that took it over and learned how to get those kids moving. Let them know Deion never defines you. Deion took on top player. I don't want to knock Deion for nothing he doing. You know, everybody, Deion. Me personally, I wasn't a fan of him as coach, and to the degree everybody was going Deion crazy. Much success to Deion and what he's doing at the end of the day. Because I don't want to kill him because he's a black man. Don't kill. I don't want to kill him because he's a man working. What I got to do? Deion ain't out here saying, hey, F everybody who ain't over here. So he's not. So why we got to hate him? You can like a team without hating another person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just not a Deion fan and like, Deion, my coach did. That's just not me. But much success to him. He's doing the right thing. I heard him talk positive. He is giving them some good information on character, different things. He said, I will give him that. So, kudos to that. Hey, much success here. Those kids at Jackson State, great to see them doing well. That's definitely a testimony to hardworking coaches showing it wasn't just Deion. There are people qualified to coach and get a win. With Vic got a lot of work to do coming in, and I think it's unfair that he has to fight the stigma. Man, I stuck with them dogs with what? That's been over 15 years ago at least.
A long time ago.
That probably been over 20 years ago. Why we still talk about Vic? That shouldn't even been a conversation. That just show you how the media. I'm telling you what they're mad about. The media is mad about this. These ex-players, right, or who were champions and great at what they did, have decided to take their talents back into these Negro colleges, okay, and train them and make them great. That's what they're mad about.
Yes.
Vic is one of the best they've seen on the field, scrambling and throw, and he gonna pull it. Deion was one of the best cornerbacks ever to play the game, and he got a young boy who won the Heisman, who plays both ends like Deion did. Deion told us, man, You better than I was. With that, just electrified. You better than Dion, and then you don't see you were trained by the best, coached by one of the best who ever done it. So of course they paid and try to fight. They'll try to dig up. Dion had failed marriages, but congratulate. They always undercut you by looking like, well, I gave you kudos. I mean, having had the bad marriages and the situation you had with the financial losses, Vic has done well for himself. So I undercut you while looking like I'm complimenting you. So when you go off on me and say, why are you upset? Why are you so angry? I gave you a compliment. They're never going to give you your just due. So when you do anything, whether coaching or playing, preaching or you do it because you have the inner workings in you to do it, and you want to be great at what you do, not because of what people say. People will never give you the kudos for what you do. Don't look for it. Don't expect it. You just got to do it anyway. Hold on. We have also want to say that I do forgive me and forgive my other co-host for being rude. We do have someone here with us of a high caliber ethics. I would say that ethics. I mean, this woman has brought through, with the help of Harriet Tubman, a lot of our ancestors over to Freedom Land. Why she herself went back into slavery.
Welcome, man.
Work of the slaves missing, so the slave master wouldn't look for them. So that on behalf of me and my family that did escape, that you helped, I want to say thank you. And Andrew, we appreciate you for getting this interview for us, because we couldn't. Oh, she dropped that. That hurt. That hurt.
Oh, is it dark?
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, it's dark outside, but she should.
Yeah, she got to get back. She got to pick out in the morning.
She got to drop. If she drops hush puppy, she'll
be done. It's dark outside.
Listen, that's my friend.
I think she clicked by accident.
Listen, right.
Listen, Val is my friend. I'm not going to allow y'all to talk about her when she's not present.
She went back into slavery because they said she left something.
Yeah, you're right. Now, you know what? Penn State will never have to. They start with having a winning seed. They ain't going to bring up Joe Paterno. They ain't going to bring up Sandusky. That's in the past. His stuff is newer than Vic stuff. This kids haven't said, because let me tell you something. The system vives and grows off of us being demeaned. It's just bad. Listen, just for instance, the whole Puffy situation. That has electrified the internet, is it not? Everybody's involved with him. Man, they done tied Martians with him. Everybody, I mean, who hadn't? They done tied them all in England. We can take that one off up here. The slave, she got another. I mean, I think
we got her back. Welcome back to the show.
It is. Yeah. Welcome.
Unmute
your microphone, Val.
Yeah, and all of a sudden in there, howdy. That's she talk. Oh, look at that. I messed that up.
She might be having issues with her internet.
Somebody want to know what is that? What is that? Malcolm could preacher. What is that? Malcolm could preacher on slavery any day. Oh yeah, Malcolm was there. He's seen it. Once the media gets a hold of you, that's it. I mean, think about it. Like Puffy. Why waiting for him to come back? Look at, he's all over the internet every day. Everybody has drug him through the mud. Let me ask you something. Abercrombie Fitch, the CEO. When last time you heard about that? When you seen on the news?
I ain't heard about it ever since he bailed
out. And left. That just show you how deep that whole connection is. Nobody talks about it. The man got a $5 million bond and gone. What's $5 million to this man? You are a CEO of Abercrombie. You made more than $10-15 million a year. Honestly, easily $10 million. So $5 million bond, which you probably didn't put cash, you might have put up property. So you don't even spend your cash. You could be going out the country right now. They didn't take his passport. They ain't ever his wife passport, his kid's passport. They ain't go all over the New Hill danger. The man was caught child trafficking. The man went to court, got a bond, walked out. We ain't heard nothing else. This could very well run on after a while. We forget all about it. Now they're dragging Jay-Z. Yeah, and it's bad. It ain't about, I'm not saying drag him through the mud because he white. That's not right either. I'm just tired. I'm tired of why we got to make everything every time black or white instead of just make it right. You know what I'm saying? Well, take the white man. I'm tired of saying the same thing. Why we just don't do what's right? If you wrong, you run, don't make no difference. You white. It just need to get the same measure. And it gets old. Then when you say that, oh, they ain't gonna raise. Like I'm telling you, like the guy they let off in New York for killing the guy on the train. They found him not guilty, lesser charge. It makes 0 sense. Zero. The man was living before you put your arms around his neck.
0 cents.
So if I hit somebody in my car, I'm drinking and driving, I kill them, and they had high blood pressure, they had diabetes. Can I say I didn't kill them? The diabetes killed them.
Sure, right.
That makes no sense.
That made no sense. You what you call you cut the man off. It made no sense to hold him that long and hold his hand. You know the person can't. Well, who gonna be still? They can't breathe. Be still. You can't breathe. Be still. Quit moving. I can't breathe. It is a natural alertness for your body to fight for air. Retards.
Yes.
Stupid. He killed a man. That was it.
That was it, preacher. And the man was registered as
Dr. Joe, before a camera cut off again, let's welcome Val to the show.
Oh man, let me tell you something. First of all, do this. If you can hear us, use a metal antenna, not a piece of wood.
There she
is. What's that? Is this the best thing? What's that?
Oh, come on,
what's going on?
What's that? Is that out? Okay. Go ahead. Hey, go ahead.
Okay, I had trouble hearing you guys. Like I could hear you, but I couldn't hear y'all. But that was such a lovely introduction. I definitely appreciate that, Rob.
We appreciate you, Harriet. I mean, well.
Totally, I didn't appreciate you clapping your hands when he was talking about Harriet.
What you want me to snap?
I came on because of Andrick and his antics. Andrick, just know, whenever I see you, it's on like a chicken bone. That's all I'm gonna say. It is on like a chicken bone when I see you.
That dude, that's look what Andrew said about you. He said, my
friend.
We're not friends.
That man call you his friend. That is
we're not friends. Just like I'm not friends with Joshua Walker. I'm not friends with him either.
Wow.
What about Derek?
I'm not friends with Derek. No.
Are you serious?
Nope. Yes, sir.
Well, can't have I drawn you, Derek Lawson? Are you serious? That hurt.
Derek and Andrew, both on the little cronies. I don't deal with them.
Who was that threatening Andrew? That man said, Val Tubman.
Carl.
You know what, Val? I just want to say for actually showing up and clicking the link, because you got a lot of keyboard warriors who will sit there in the chat room and talk.
Listen, all the doggone time.
Look at that. Somebody said them threats. You need to be careful. Folks say you putting threats out.
No, I never threat, Rob. Threat your behind.
Look at that. That's what they say. You putting out threats. Look at that.
Sir, I'm on here because someone said they wanted stories. I don't have any stories.
Well, you get tell us you peed. Oh, okay. Tell us. Okay, you don't have none. What about your uncle? Tell the whole story. Now you say you don't have. Tell us the story so they can say when you went down there. Tell us what happened, Val. You got to tell it, Val. Inquiring minds want to know. Tell us the story, Val.
So I got a call from my uncle.
Also, please, if y'all could get some tissue.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I got a call from my uncle. He asked me did I want some vegetables, and I told him yeah.
How did he talk?
No, preacher. No.
Come on, how you gonna tell the story? Y'all remember the story about 3 little pigs? Don't you say how the pig do?
No,
this little piggy went to the market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef. This little piggy had none. What happened to the other piggy?
Whoa! Wow! All at home.
Yeah, so you gotta do the vocal. Come on, Val, go ahead.
So
you roast beef.
He called. He said, "Do you want to?"
How he said? How he said? Come on, Val. Say it. How he said? Come on, Val. Let's do right.
We want to feel the story.
Yeah, we want to feel it because I got this. I got tension. Come on.
Okay, so he said,
I want my glasses to cry. Go ahead.
So he said, "Val, you want to get some vegetables?" I said, "Yes, Uncle. I'll come out there and get some."
Oh, you said
his name is Carl. So Uncle Carl.
Sophie said Cobb. Go ahead, Cobb.
No, I just said it together, fed on call. But I told him he told me what to meet him at, and I said, okay.
What?
So we get there.
You gonna do what?
Yeah, you got.
He told me where to meet.
Oh,
so
what do you mean, man? Oh, I got it. What do you mean, man? I got it. Okay, go.
So I arrive.
You arrived.
And yes, I arrived, and it was a field of various vegetables. So we had no cotton. No, sir. Just a fun fact, I've never picked cotton, but it's somebody else who has.
Oh, that hurt. I know who that person is.
You'll know who it is.
Oh my! Somebody go ahead.
My mama picked.
He had zucchini, squash, different variety of peas, cucumbers, tomatoes. He had like everything, vegetable wise. So I started on my row. And my uncle peas. My uncle's on the next row, and so
you got your own row.
Yes, I had my own row.
When you say you started on the row, explain what you mean by starting.
So I started at the beginning of a row. So a row, of course, has two plants. So it's a long field. So it just runs.
Because it's a lot of y'all.
I started going from side to side, right? Picking, going. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna basically store up for the winter.
Yeah.
So I was doing. And so I picked, I want to say about 2 buckets, 5-gallon buckets. And those were like the purple hook. You guys know it's black-eyed peas. That's what it was. So it was a guy who drove up. Y'all, it's a guy who drove up on a they call it a mule, but it's a some people call them gators.
I didn't expect
as well.
So you talking about the cart?
Yes. But because he rode up on the mule, and he got out, and my uncle was, he went and met him, but I was still picking, and he had a tent out there, so it's to stand up under, it had some water and everything. This is getting bad. Worse than what I tell it. And from there, my uncle was like,
what
my peas. These here is your peas. I got Val something about my peas. And when I realized what was happening, I said, oh my goodness. I am sharecropping at this point.
Yeah, sharecropping.
They were literally, like, my uncle planted the whole field. Like, the field was like, you know how big the field was at the farmhouse?
Yeah.
The one we did, it was like 2 of those. He planted that whole field.
That actually called indentured servant.
I guess you can say that.
Now, if he had to work there for so many years, indentured servant, or when you came, you worked for so many years. White people were indentured servant, not people of color. Black people just servants. Indentured servant was a 7-year program where they brought people over, let them work. After 7 years, they let you go. Then they had to give you some goods. They start that from the book. See, people of color never been indentured servant. We were invented. We were invented servants. But go ahead. So, Mr. Billy, so your uncle said, bow, these him is my pea, them days your pea. And Mr. Billy come, he asked, because the man made him count every piece. So he know how many peas on the stem. So he wanted to make sure that when he came there, he looked and saw one. He said, oh, hey, boy, ain't that, where that pea at, boy? Them is my pea, and I gave Val some pea out of my pea. I be her Uncle Carl. Like, on the point, Carl? No, Carl. But I say it fast, so they call me Carl. So go ahead. So then he told, did Mr. Billy pull up?
Yeah, he'd already came up. They were talking. So once I realized, what was going on, I was really shocked. Like for real, I was really shocked because it was 2015, I believe. I think it was 2015. It was either 15 or 14. 15 or 14. But I was really shocked. I was really shocked that it was still going on. And that I was a part of it.
Andrew got to comment on that.
Val is owed some money. Yeah. But let me tell you how the kicker. So I went down and started picking zucchinis. And
I didn't know this story at all.
I went down picking zucchini and he came down and he was like, you can pick the rest of them and I can take half. And I told him, I said, no, thank you. I did. So what I was picking, I was taking home for me. What I picked was mine. I won't pick it for nobody else.
That what you tell her. If you pick
$5
bucket, I know Billy got them people. Billy came out of Billy told her, said, look here, that little gal. I know you call it. Make sure that gal, they don't call you gal.
He remembered me. I had never seen that man.
I remember you. Listen, I remember you too. You responsible for stealing over half my slave in the whole county down there. I never met you.
You did 10 5-gallon. You did 2 5-gallon buckets.
Those are huge buckets of peas.
I didn't do 10. I did 2.
The buckets are 5 gallons a piece, though.
They're big.
That's 10 gallons worth of peas.
And you were so efficient. You did
Look at that.
2 sides of the rows. Boom.
Bill said, he said, I'm shocked. Dang, Val. He said, glad you made it out.
This is bad.
I'm looking for you.
I believe Val was sneaking and reading in between the field. I believe that too.
But Val, I'm gonna let you off the hook. What I want you to do, Val, I want you to share with us who at the beginning of your conversation you said somebody else was picking cotton. Who was picking cotton?
Yeah.
Leon.
Oh my goodness, she didn't do that. No, you didn't. Oh man.
Leon is a professional cotton picker. I'm probably gonna get a text, but I don't care. He's a professional cotton picker. He used to pick it, bag it up, all that stuff. Like, yeah. I've never picked cotton.
Andrew said you could do a bath with it. That's right.
Are his hands rough? Or are they soft?
I don't know. Check them and see.
But yes, the reason why my mom used to pick cotton and hers were rough, and she said that's when she used to pick cotton.
Yeah, they pick cotton. It cuts your hand.
I've never done. Cotton, I've never done. Peas, yes. Vegetables, yes.
It come on like the thing. It's got sticky. You gotta know how to pick it without cutting your hand. You'll cut your hand picking that cotton.
Slave too.
Who did?
Wow, was a slave.
Who was?
Leon.
Leon was different. He was out there. He was
Preacher.
Slave.
Preacher, you can't do that.
And no difference.
Watch the slave. Make sure the slave.
The only difference was he was a male, she's a female. That's the difference. They both slaves. I don't care how you could be your friend or not.
I have you, Lee, but I did not know this.
Why don't y'all write a song about it?
That tight.
Oh, listen.
Mississippi finest slave.
No, told on that man for nothing.
Oh! Tell y'all story. Tell it.
That's how I singing Negro spirits.
They do say it.
Who big? He's tall.
Wow.
Finest slave got away. Wow.
Cotton was bigger. Cotton was bigger in the Delta and up north. Where I'm at, it was more so vegetables, corn, sweet potatoes. And watermelon. That was it. Because I know some Smith County watermelons will put them Cordell to shame in a minute.
We don't believe that.
Absolutely. Cordell is trash.
Smith County, listen, Preacher Terrence Howard flew all the way from California to Miles, Mississippi, to Smith County to get him a watermelon and took it back. Was eating it. It was so delicious. He kept the seeds. Supposed he gonna grow some more. Now he in California. I doubt he gonna grow some more there. But he didn't come to Cordell.
Get what happened? And he got the watermelon. And what's the name of the movie he on right now in the TV series?
See, that's not the point.
At the point that watermelon cost that man his career. That man ain't doing that since
Not
he
the
went.
point. That's not the point, preacher.
Listen, they'll tell you that. Listen, the only folk come out of Mississippi successful is dead slaves. You had to die your way out of Mississippi. If very few people escape Mississippi that man.
Yeah.
Bought his Smith County watermelon home with him after visiting
You
Mississippi.
ain't gonna get no better watermelon than Smith County. I put up against the Cordell at any moment.
You don't mean that. Well, Cordell, right?
Hold
you
on,
can't
hold
beat.
on,
Let me
Val,
tell you what
hold
happened,
on, Val.
Cordell.
What must we do to get a Smith County watermelon? Because I'm
When
open
the season is back in, I go get one.
Let
I
me
get
tell
a
you what,
couple
let
of
me
them.
tell you what you do. Let me tell you what
Yes,
happened.
please.
When you've been out there in that sun picking cotton all day and zucchini in 5-gallon bucket, running out every row, man, and you've been beat and called an N-word and stomped in your back, and you had to help Harriet Tubman tote 50 slaves to freedom and come back. Man, anything you eat is good. You know, raw pig feet.
Smith County is known for their watermelon. That's all I'm gonna say now.
I ain't got nothing wrong with that. I mean, I ain't gonna doubt that. They got some good watermelon. I mean, you know why the watermelon be sweet too? I'm telling you why they watermelon be sweet.
No, don't say it. No, no.
Okay. She know too.
No.
Why? Ask her why she's telling me no.
Why are you telling him no?
Yeah, tell her why.
He finna try to ban the watermelons. What he doing?
Because I don't want to hear it. That's why.
Oh, she know why they sweet. She know why I'm gonna tell them. Y'all know why they sweet?
They got black people.
Because all them people, they killed all them people. Those people died in that field. They planted. Y'all know how many people they buried down in Mississippi in that ground?
Mm-hmm.
So
You know how many people they got buried in Georgia?
Yeah, well, no, don't get me wrong. All of them, Alabama. Let me tell you something. Your
Cordell?
worst states for that was a highly populated down there. With Georgia, period, but especially down the south, a lot of places had transitioned over completely. I'm talking about heavier slaves and kept the mentality longer than like Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, a lot of those places, South Carolina. A lot of places, West Virginia, a lot of people, they still got a lot of listen, I was just watching a documentary the other day. They were showing in Mississippi, those towns, the poorest black towns down there. Forgot. When I tell you it's bad, do y'all understand they got towns down there where the people income is $12,000 a year?
Yes, sir.
The income is $12,000 a year.
Wow.
Looks terrible. Just run. You see the beauty salon. It looks, Sparta's like that. Georgia got the little rundown places. Let me tell you what they do. They leave those counties strained because white people look at they still got places. That's for people that older mentality. They still want their privacy. So they keep out Walmart. They keep out stuff that bring in industry, that bring people to live there. They can't afford to stay there. Those people they've been inherited the land. So they don't care about no police. If it's all white, they don't care about it because they'll volunteer to be the fire. They'll volunteer to be the fire chief. They'll volunteer that they'll be the police. So they'll have arrest power. They won't have a gun, but they can call the state patrol to have them to come over and arrest you, right? So they'll be like, I forgot what they call. They'll be, I forgot what they call. You're familiar. Florida's big on having those counties where they'll have like a small little town. So they won't have like a real police chief. Those people in their car, but they can call the police. They have arrest power. They can have them to arrest you, and they can charge you, and you go to court. They hadn't gone through and went through and got the they're like constables or something like that.
Yeah, they unincorporated.
Yeah, they'll do stuff like that. So that's really big. So they keep towns like that to where they want to keep it. He said, what's that called? Tooele, Mississippi? What's that? Tooele, Mississippi. Yeah, I was seeing some names maybe from some place. Think Pickens, where those people just like they so dirt poor. It's just so bad. I mean, and they had a nerve to have 3 police. Because state patrol still gonna come through and do mandatory what they're gonna do. You don't need a jail because you really transport them to the county or take them out and they'll transport them over. They got other facilities outside. So they keep those towns like that. So those people keep their property value low. So they keep the property, they own the property. They stole the property from ignorant black people years ago. They keep the property, very little taxes. You keep industry stuff out so it never grows, and you keep it simplistic. Like they can beat you up. Nobody gonna do nothing to them. When they call the police in them town, them tell what's bad like that. When those people call the police on you, the police are always gonna pretty much side with them. The only time they don't side with them is when it's a big black family and they look at this will be a mess. So we got to try to work this out. But if you tip to somebody and you're in a huge family, they look at, like, you'll have families down there in Mississippi, them towns, and Baltimore. Listen, they will turn the town out. They got some family, they know you do that to them. Listen, you finna turn the town out, and you're not finna get it back. It's finna be a mess.
Mm-hmm.
So this mentality works all over the South. Florida got them little hick towns. I drove through them. I used to drive a truck. Now I've been all through Florida. Ain't too many places I ain't been driving truck. I go through the tower, drive one hour looking. I was going down through there. Some told me to stop. I stopped. It was a little thing sitting up in the air. I said, this can't be a scale. The man opened up the door. He looked at me. I said, this is a scale. He looked at the truck. He said, you got any drugs in there?
What?
This is a major company I'm driving for. I said, I'm not trying to be funny. I said, but if I did, would I actually tell you that? He looked at the truck. He said, okay, then go ahead. I said, this is retarded. But you know what? Honestly, there are people dumb enough, if you ask them, when the police ask them, say, you have any drugs? And they'll say, yeah, it's under my seat. You'll be surprised when people actually tell them, yeah, they do. So what do you put on him? Farmers, what do you put on him? Farmers.
Let me tell you something. You talking about town. I've lived in the counties where, and I've been to states where the whole state was a little podunk place.
Yeah. Get those likes up, people. I need y'all to hit the likes, hit the subscribe, hit the cash out. What y'all doing?
Yes, that's right. About that time.
Yeah, y'all come on.
Dr. Joe and Tool, I want y'all to start working on y'all. Val, I want you to start working on y'all saying too for the show. I want to be good.
Oh,
he said, look up the Devil Peach Bowl. What's that?
It's called the Devil's Punch Bowl.
Oh,
Devil's Punch Bowl. That was a concentration camp in Natchez where they basically. Yes, Natchez, yes.
Yeah, Natchez, Mississippi is a real player.
Yes, so they basically forced all the Black people into a concentration camp and would not let them out. They end up dying, and they didn't bury the bodies. They just kind of pushed them over into a grove, a bayou. So from there, peach trees grow there, like luscious peach trees. But the native, of course, don't eat them.
Aren't they known for being very sweet?
I wouldn't know, but the people who live there in Natchez, they don't eat them. But people from that's not local, they'll come and eat them. But everybody else knows what to fertilize them.
Well, that's the thing. Why Smith? If you look up the Smith watermelon, you'll find out it's the same thing. Those people died in no field. They kill a lot of people in the field left from them, and they bodies salt. Yeah, but that's everywhere. It ain't just there. I mean, all these places, these fields. Let them tell you something. They kill people all the time in those fields. That's not anything that's like new. We don't like it's not well discussed. It's not discussed a lot about it. But slavery was a major part of American history. It still is a part of American history today, prevalent, that the success of America, the thriving of America, the investment of food America, it all came off of the back of the lives and the depths of people of color. And it needs to be known. Like you said, people that down there, I'm sure all people tell them don't eat no pizza because they know it's built on top of dead people. You don't want to eat that stuff. Wall Street is built on top of who?
Yeah.
Wall Street is one of the most successful trading places.
Crazy.
The parking lot. The parking lot. Blacks. That was black graveyards. So that's look how well Wall Street do. People all over the world trade on Wall Street. So yeah, he started hating Natchez trade. What is that? He started hating the Natchez trades. What's that?
Ticket haven.
Stop
speeding there, Joker.
Oh yeah. Okay. Go trying to argue, fight with people. So what is this right?
One more time, proving right again.
What is that? What is that?
My friend says it's from all the bodies buried there.
Where's that at?
Oh, let me go to the top and ask you the question that was asked.
Wow.
Smith County watermelons. They say an out-of-town friend was visiting and wanted a watermelon from Smith County and ended up asking me about why they are so special. So I bring the question here. Why are they? Of course, they're abnormally delicious and sweet, but there's something about the soil of Smith County that makes them so nice.
Y'all ain't gonna believe it. I ain't looking up. I already know these people. Let me tell you something. This stuff not hard, people. This is repeated over and over. They just let people lay in them places and just die. That's just how they did it. I mean, it just happened. Listen, what was her name? Tried to tell about strange fruit. That's why they got mad with her. Remember she told the
Nina Simone.
wasn't no, not Nina Simone.
Was that Billie Holiday?
Yeah, Billie Holiday. And they had a big problem with her for telling that song got her in a lot of trouble. Sing about strange fruit hanging from trees. They did that, but you kept telling them. They thrive off this stuff.
That's a deep song.
Oh yeah, he said I knew that, but oh yeah, ain't too much I didn't know. Yeah, I mean, let me tell you something. I've been living for 56 years. You don't get 56 years for being stupid. I've been in the country, stayed in the country, and stayed. My mom used to leave us down there in the summertime. Then we go back for school. I had to stay down there working, so it was expensive trying to put us in daycare. So we stayed out in the country, and a small little kid. So it's a lot of things you watch and you see, and then watch how they would talk to white people. It's just a common act. It's just things about America that you learn about them that they don't want to discuss. And I tell people, it ain't about, well, I'm gonna say this. I'm kind of twofold. Yeah, you want to fight the system because you want to change the system, but you got to learn how to change the system to where you're effective and you just not, because this is the thing. Every time when we come in and make a difference, we're always going to look at it as hate mongers, hate America, want to take stuff from white people. So you can't come in with that kind of attachment. All people deserve a fair, equal chance. People that have property from slavery today aren't ever going to see it as our property off of something that was wrong. They're going to look at it, well, back then it was right. And my parents worked too, and they did this thing. Your parents were given things, your great ones. And things that were given were taken from people who owned it at the first, like the so-called American Indians. But we don't want to be fair. We don't want to be fair when they want things. So we have to learn how to become effective without letting them use the same old tactics on us that we lose every time. Because once they label you terrorist, hate America, anti-America, anti-white, you're done. You're done. Listen, and black people ain't gonna help you. Only time they're gonna help you if you're gonna rap or you're gonna give them some pork ribs, okay, or some crack. They'll never stand up for what's really right. And we don't have to take it. We just got to show people we know how to stop we learn how to stop participating when it does not benefit us. We shouldn't be helping with something that does not benefit us. Nobody does that. Those Mexicans come to America because of why? Because it's a benefit to them. You have been here and it's never benefited you because people have sent you out on a wild goose chase for something that does not make sense and does not put money into your pocket, nor does it empower you. So you have to look at people that's really trying to inform you to be better. We know our time fade now. He started playing the music. He got to go do.
Hey, I was on time. I'm 30 minutes overtime and I ain't getting paid for this. Y'all the one showed up late.
And we're not gonna pay for this either. But no, we do appreciate. I appreciate all you. And also, I want to definitely, if y'all could, I'd like to give a warm welcome to our official slaver who came in about slavery. I mean, it's heartbreaking every time, but I mean, we need that one easy, Val. Yeah, call them Uncle Carl be my P. And Val,
you know what?
My P. I'm gonna tell me you had to report to Mr. Billy. And this was in what? Back in the 1800s. What year was this in?
15 or 14. I can't remember.
15 or 1400s.
2000, either 2014 or 2015.
15, what it was, slave. 2015, still sharecropping. Yep, behind. But we appreciate all of y'all so much. Harper. Did I tell everybody, even with that, don't hate nobody. Don't ever give nobody that strength. Don't ever give nobody that. But I don't get nobody. Let me tell you something. Get it. Don't you know the same energy I had to give you to hate is the same energy to love. I won't give you that.
It's easy to love.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But listen, it's the same energy. It's just how you focus it and use it. You see what I'm saying? So if people I don't even let it exist in my life. I don't waste my time. To hate you mean you exist in my life. I don't give you that. People don't even know. When I tell I don't hate you, you should know the other part because you don't exist in my life.
Huh? I like that. Hate you means that you exist in my life.
That's right. That's a good saying right there.
I like that, preacher. I don't know if that was a
saying,
saying, but
what
you know what? I'm gonna say my saying.
Okay,
To
here we
hate
go.
you means that you exist in my life.
That's a good one, Dr. Joe. I like that one. I like that one, Dr. Joe.
Okay, Joe.
Okay, Joe. Okay, Joe. Start out.
Are y'all serious?
Yeah.
You put up next.
It just came while somebody was talking. As somebody was talking, it just popped in my mind. It was just.
I like it. It was creative, authentic.
I love
That's
it.
a good one right here, Val. Now you got to follow up that. That's tough. Go ahead, follow up, Val. It's on you.
Where there is love, there is life.
That's it.
All right. I like
and
that.
Milka Bill. What about the other one you told me? Milka Billy was rotten because I had to pick cotton. What about that one?
I
didn't tell you. Got two of them you got to follow up with, preacher.
I already did, man. What are you talking about?
No, preacher, you never did yours. You was having that conversation. That's all.
He did his already.
He was having a conversation about encouraging people.
And guess what?
I know you could do one, preacher.
Hey, we need to keep these the bumper sticker sayings. Okay, he said too much. Then that's okay. It got to be. You got to put on the bumper sticker.
I'm going with cousin Derek. Women with small, pretty feet get UGG boots. A Bigfoot woman gets steel toe boots.
Wow.
So you got a woman with steel toe foot boots on, you know she got ugly feet.
Well,
that's tight.
Questioning leadership out of order. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Cut them down. What we got? Hold on. What's
Here go mine. Here go my saying. Y'all ready?
A ripple of love.
Roses are red, violets of blue. You can love everyone else, but you must first love you.
Wait a minute. No. Wasn't you just the one who just said to keep it to a bumper sticker level? Because that was a whole paragraph.
That was kind of long. That was kind of long.
So terrible.
God,
good though.
Hey, Tula praying. I know Tula finna have a good one too. You pull out.
I was trying to think.
Roses can be white as well as red. You tired, my nigga. You need to go to bed.
I wasn't.
Yeah. That's all the dome.
What you got for us, Tula?
There's a fourth. Let me see.
I told you 30 minutes ago to start.
Come on, Tula. We can't have Andrew booing you. We can't have it.
Oh, wait. This is original. Okay. Yeah. A four-letter word that can stop the world or keep it going.
F-U-C-K.
Love.
Oh, which one she talking about? No, that could stop the world too. Listen, Jessica said, the way that was an essay you put out there.
2 4-letter words.
I mean, she said to start where I'm like,
hey, y'all don't hate.
He said they may talk about me like a dog. That's cool, but they will never walk me like one.
Hey, I like that.
That'll give you some encouragement.
That's all right.
So what we talking about now?
What we talking about is I want your official one now. We gave you the one that you had the invites on. What's the one that you manufactured over a week ago? Let's hit a real. What you got for us, Tula? Take us home.
All right. Everything slick does not slide. And just because I let you slide, don't think you slick.
I like that too.
Right.
Look at Andrew said.
I don't know what all that means. I don't know what that
I like that too.
Talking about.
It sounds like a bumper sticker.
Do you like that?
At one of them novelty stores.
Yeah, you like that.
Look at that. Andrew said he think you enjoying his booze.
Who do I care about Andrew?
Oh, there you go. You can't do that. With no fun with these wonderful innocent guests on him. Y'all know we appreciate y'all. Y'all know we got to tell y'all so much. Y'all know we appreciate y'all minding every Thursday night right here on Two Mics and My Mind. Don't forget that. We didn't tell you earlier. If nobody else told you they love you, we love you. In our language, it's called a hog. Isn't that right? Tuli Love Doctor, Resident Joe, and then we got Slave Master Billy Daughter. Well, we got to get her to head out now. Hold on. Breaking in my house can make you quit, but it's going to be too hard to spin with that brass in your. I like that. So that's a good one. That's a good one. Look at old man Donna had a phone. That's all right. Miss Tuli, did you fix my credit? Me and Raw are trying to get a Rolls Royce. But go ahead and fix it. Listen, we appreciate y'all so much of Will Hobby. I appreciate y'all for hanging in here with us. Appreciate again our special guest right there, Slave Valley. We appreciate you. Look, Tub, y'all.
We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Lee on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love got me going live on the radio. 2 mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. 2 mics and a mind. 2 mics and a mind. 2 mics and a mind. 2 mics. Watch this. And the mind.
You do something better, I do something better. We're better together. Until next time.
Don't forget them 4-letter words that'll mess up everything.
Yeah.
Love you so. LOVE or HATE.
Yeah.